any thoughts on this, on that little exchange that you've just missed about theatre? And maybe you could say what you do at the National Theatre, and then we can direct the questions. You know, maybe you're just making props or doing the sound or something like that. Yeah.
But I wondered. I mean,
very good cafe at
but there's that is very true.
The staff one, anyway.
But yeah,
Go to
the public one. No, but I just wondered, like, is there like a nationally accepted? I don't know, person, because I guess Michael Jackson is American, or was American. Is there a kind of person in Britain that it's worth making like a contemporary show about, and maybe...
Have you got someone in mind?
No, I don't. This is the thing. Like, who would be the person? Because I think maybe it depends on which generation you speak to. So I don't know.
No, I will say, you may or may not be familiar with Talkaoke, but the way this works, it's up to you to decide where you want to take this. So you can answer Margot's question, you can answer my question, just say something completely different and irrelevant. It's up to you. You're in control.
I think there's definitely something interesting about, like, how can you get what is relevant or interesting about theatre to young people, and I think it says a lot that you had a group of people who are immediately not interested, not free tickets. It's not just about the cost of it. There's something bigger and deeper there about why is it relevant, why is it important, why would they give up their time, and I think there is
we were talking about TikTok. Come join us. Would you go to the theatre? Would you go to the theatre? I didn't hear what did he say?
He said no, thank you. Oh, he's hungry.
Yeah, so it's the bread side of the bread and circuses. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, if theatre maybe, you know, if you could give up, like, okay, you're giving up your time to go and see a show, but if you gained some food, I mean, I remember when I was growing up in Poland, what I loved best. Food-based shows? Oh, I don't know, let me think on it. But when I was a child growing up in Poland, I used to love watching adverts and have my dinner whilst watching adverts. Okay, it wasn't theatre, but there's something about the kind of visual stimulation that I got from TV and eating, so I think it's a natural connection.
Yeah.
So maybe theatre could do that too.
Okay, come and join us. This is Talkaoke. At the moment we're talking about the theatre. Who would go? It's just basic. Yes, come and join us. We basically need you at the moment because we're a bit low on people. The whole way this works is it's kind of people sitting around the table. Tom and Christopher and Margot and Mikey, tell us your name.
Tayo.
Can we just give you a round of applause? Thanks for joining us. At the moment we're talking about the theatre. We had a group of kind of teenagers, I'm guessing late teenagers, and we had some theatre ladies that were going to go and see The Real Thing. But the teenagers were not interested in theatre at all. Even I said, what about if you got free tickets? They said, no. Hello. Yes, good. Come and join us. So, yes, come and join us. Yes, come on. Yeah. It's just a pop-up talk show. That's all it is. All you do is, you don't have to say anything, just spectate on the seats. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. You can even take a back seat if you want to. That's just my jacket there anyway. Okay, yes! Let's give these people a round of applause. Thanks for being brave enough to come and sit down. We have got Tayo, we've got Margot, we've got Christopher, we've got Tom, we've got...
Iman.
Yeah.
Mia.
Leo.
Destiny.
And I'm Mikey. At the moment we're talking about theatre. Have you ever been to the theatre?
Yeah, we love it. We love the theatre.
Okay. Is it okay that some people... We were talking to some people just now and they were like totally uninterested in going to the theatre unless it was about Michael Jackson. Oh. They've gone now, sadly. We've got another new face. Tell us your name.
Manju.
Sorry, that's just me leaning on the sound effects pad. Is it okay that some people are just not interested in theatre? Do we need to entice them in? Tom here works for the National Theatre, the Royal National Theatre. You love the theatre, you're saying?
I think there's a theatre show for everyone. You just haven't been to the right one.
What is the theatre show for you? What's like the ideal theatre show?
I saw one years ago about the Philippines.
Yeah.
About someone I can't remember her name now, but it was incredible. It was like all the music was done by Fatboy Slim. It had like rating. I mean, the stage has changed. You were like standing up and it was moving around. It was really cool. But I like
that? Where did you see that?
National Theatre.
National Theatre.
Yeah.
Got a button for that. Okay, so well done, National Theatre. And that's stuck with you.
Stuck with me, but I like I like anything really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm easy, easy breezy.
Okay, Destiny, any love for the theatre?
I've never been.
You've never been? What would entice you to go?
I don't know. I do want to go, I just haven't been yet.
Okay, you haven't been. Is it just about the moment? Is it about the cost of the tickets?
There's nothing really I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's not anything really that's interesting you. Come and join us. We have got Manju, we've got Tayo, we've got Margot, we've got Christopher, we've got Tom, we have got Imam. Is it Imam? Iman. And Mia, that's right, and Leo and Destiny and Mikey. I can remember my name. And tell us your name.
I'm Jazz.
Jazz, I mean, is the theatre kind of providing the subject matter that people are interested in? Destiny's never really had anything that's kind of gone, oh, I must go and see that. Hamilton. That's what, Hamilton, who said Hamilton? Hamilton.
Hamilton was amazing.
Yeah. What's so good about it?
I don't know, it was a must-see. I guess everyone talks about it, so you want to go, and then it's as impressive as you leave the theatre and you're like, that was
mind blowing.
awesome.
That's
Yeah, any musical theatre is amazing. Lion King, Matilda, School of Rock, all amazing.
So you're a real musical person then?
Yeah, and I like the Who Done It theatre.
Okay, I've got a button for that as well. Oh no, wrong button. That's the right button for the whodunits. Right, okay, so what about that? I feel like you've come down to... did you notice, when you came and sit down, everyone else come and sat down, so we need you, basically. You're like our mascot. But any thoughts on what we've been talking about so far? Have you got a favourite theatre play?
No, I love anything theatre. I loved the Motown one. I'm planning to go and see Tina.
Yeah.
And
What is Tina about?
Tina Turner. I think I'm showing my age. I think I'm showing.
There's not a Tina Turner button, but if I had one, it would be simply the best button on the panel. So
I think it might be the price of tickets.
Yeah.
Everybody lives such a busy life.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids are grown up now, so now I'm making time to do things I like and see things I love. My sister-in-law introduced me to Tix. It's an app where you can get discounted tickets for the theatre. Okay. So I always look at that. So for the first time in a very long time, I went to see an Agatha Christie play. I love Agatha Christie.
Okay.
Not bad. So yeah.
Okay, so
I think it's time and money.
It's time and money. Let me just I'll come to Leo in a second, but I feel like we've brought Jazz in. Jazz, have you got any views on this about theatre? Are you a theatre goer?
I used to be. I did drama for 5 years in secondary.
That's a long time.
And I got a distinction in it in my GCSEs.
Okay, let's have a round of applause for that.
Thank you. I've kind of gone off it, but seeing from other people and other people liking it, I'm also quite interested in it.
Okay, let me just get a final thought from Leo.
I don't have a specific thought. I love theatre though, so...
What's going to entice more people into theatre? And people like Jazz...
I think it needs to be more easily accessible in that people don't know what's going on. You can get home and turn on Netflix or TV, you're tired, and you can easily watch that kind of entertainment, visual entertainment on TV. But with theatre, it's more effort to get there. It's often more expensive. No one knows what's going on. So I think making it more accessible to people in London, making it easier to get to, making it so enticing to different people, not just like Shakespeare, are the answers,
Okay, that's an excellent final thought for someone that didn't have a final thought. Okay, yeah.
I mean, sorry.
Jazz, give us a final thought. What's going to make you more interested?
More interesting.
Yeah, or more interested. Or is it okay just to not be as interested in drama anymore?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I still quite like it, but I don't go out of my way to go see anything. Or
I mean,
if it's
what do you think about what Leo said? Could it be more accessible? Could it be more easy?
it can, yeah. I think it's very expensive.
Yeah.
First of all, yeah.
So it's the money's really the biggest barrier.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Thank you for the final thought. Okay.
I do think that there's an opportunity there about putting theatre on TikTok, but my local theatre.
Final thought from you.
I'll just finish my point. I'll give you the mic. But in my hometown in Poland, there's a local theatre which isn't very good, bless them. And I've really tried. Whenever I'm back home, I always try to go and support them. But then what's worse is them on social media. They're just so cringe. It's like they don't understand how to do anything cool, and that's reflected in their repertoire. And I find it just so. I don't know, but they're just not really. I don't know. These guys look like they go to theatre.
Come and join us. Yes. Okay. Final thought.
I love going to the theatre, but I think I prefer going to smaller theatres, doing things that seem more representative of of London. You know, like story. Yeah. Oh God, things like the tricycle. Is it the Kiln now? Just things that seem more kind of about our daily lives than things that have been fancied up. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Just down to earth. Good stories.
So get a bit more
cheaper. Cheap.
Okay. Okay. See you later. Shame. But you know, this is interesting. Like theatre about our stories, because I sometimes go and see somebody's like confessional art piece. It's like, oh, it's my life. This is that. But it's bad theatre, and I feel really bad. Then should I? You know, I feel sorry that I don't enjoy the show, but I understand and I feel sympathy towards the person who's like opened up. So
just because it's not you and you've got different interests to that person that's talking about their life.
Maybe, but I think there's good theatre and bad theatre. What can I say?
Any good or bad theatre you've got coming up or anything?
I've got some very good theatre coming up, okay. But that's another story for another time. No, but I think, okay, theatre is subjective. I take that, but when it feels good, you know, it feels good. You know it. And if it's not good, you also know it. And I always feel sorry for people who are doing a show which I would like to appreciate and like, but I can't because I consider it bad theatre. Okay. But they've put their story on the line.
Actually like to like more theatre.
Yes, but I don't.
Okay, we've got a new face to the table. We have got Tayo, we've got Margot, we've got Christopher, we've got
Katie.
I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. Thanks for coming. Don't worry, we keep an eye on things, but you can go at any time. If you are going to go, and you've got time, it's not an emergency, hit us with a final thought. Okay, Tayo.
Yeah, I'm going to go, but was it Leo? I can't remember who mentioned accessibility.
Yeah, it was Leo, yeah.
So my day job is I'm a British Sign Language interpreter.
Okay, wow.
So access for deaf people is a huge thing. And what I find is sometimes access is provided, but it's kind of like tokenistic. So they provide the access, but they don't advertise.
Yeah.
So I'd go to a BSL interpreted performance, and unless I've told a couple of deaf friends and brought them along, it might just be people learning sign language or other interpreters there.
Yeah.
So I think advertising access is really important, and I think the price is key, especially in this cost of living age. But yeah.
Okay. Can I just ask you before you go, we've got Talkaoke here, what would a deaf version of Talkaoke look like? It's a question that we've been of Talkaoke. Would it be done with sign language, with screens?
You'd have sign language. You'd have.
How would you have that kind of 360? Could you Could you do it with screens?
Yeah, you could do it with screens, and you'd have captions as well, because there's not just one archetype of a deaf person.
Yeah.
Some of them are very oral. They speak very well, and they can lip read. Some of them fully BSL. And there's a whole spectrum within. But I think, having an interpreter or a deaf presenter, deaf people, video, we've got the technology, we can do it.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it one day. We'll let you know when we do it, so we better take one of our cards. Okay, thank you so much for being out for a brief period of time, our mascot. Yeah. That's the problem with doing it on the corner of Waterloo station. Everybody is in a rush. Yeah.
I think it's the space, because I met somebody who was going to the food bank to drop off some stuff. Hey guys, how's it going? We're just saying how busy this space is, and everybody's like crossing through. But you are just actually sitting down, so that's completely defeating my point, which is perfect.
You can put your grades on the table. It's Greg's proof. We've got Katie, we've got Christopher, we've got Margot and Mikey. Tell us your name.
My name's Jalen. Nice to meet you.
James.
Jalen and James. Well, what we're talking about, theatre. We're talking about, in a way, what would activate this square. Is theatre accessible enough?
Yeah.
But we can talk about anything really. It's kind of up to you. This is Talkaoke freeform talk show. You can go in any direction you want to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do like theatre personally. I think it's very cool. Us ourselves, we're musicians, so we know what I mean. We play roles with theatre work a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'd like to see a lot more public theatre. You know what I mean? Like more open access, more of an art form that's everyone can come see.
This is what people are really saying, is that it seems to be the theme so far is like, could theatre be more accessible? We've got the old Vic over there, and we had a bunch of teenagers, college students. They just, the idea of entering this building.
It's intimidating. It's intimidating. It's like, I gotta pay a price to get a ticket, and you know, like, sometimes that's the biggest barrier than anything else.
Yeah. Go on, Katie, what do you think?
It's very expensive to go to have an evening out at the theatre, but I love the theatre, and when I can go. I'll go and see whatever I can.
I mean, could you bring theatre out onto the street here? You know?
Absolutely. I would love to see, personally, especially somewhere like this, it's always busy. You've got a college right there, you know what I mean? Young people that would love to see any kind of theatre with deep meaning.
Yeah.
Anything public in the street, that's for anyone to see. Anyone can interpret that however they want to.
So I'm just going to, this deep meaning thing. What, have you seen something that's got deep meaning?
Well, I've always been very, like, when it comes to art especially, I'm always very emotionally involved in what's going on in an art form. So when I see theatre, I see that as a beautiful art form to me. Because again, that's one of those things that you can interpret it however you want to. So to see something like that out on the street, that's sick. I love that. You know what I mean?
So it could be out on the street, it could still have deep meaning. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. We're here for one day only in Emma Con's Gardens. We've got Katie, we've got Christopher, we have got Margot, we have got Jalen, is it? And we've got James, and tell us your name.
Aisha.
Aisha and
Nadima.
Nadima, come and join us. You don't have to say anything, there's no contractual obligation.
There's no camera.
But at the moment, come and join us, yes. Yes, you can do it, yes, and who have we got over here?
Mana.
Okay, hang on a sec, Katie, we want a final thought from you. Give us a final thought.
I love the theatre.
Okay. So we're talking about theatre at the moment. We're talking about what would be deep and meaningful. Margot?
I mean, what you said, James, about the theatre spaces being intimidating, I definitely felt that when I went to the Old Vic, and I went to drama school, so in a way I was like, I was familiar with theatre spaces, but some are more welcoming than others, and this one, I don't particularly find it very welcoming. And also you have to go up the flights of stairs. I don't have a problem walking up the stairs. Good exercise.
You can walk upstairs.
I can, it's not that I can't, but there's something about
they wouldn't fix the problem with the lift?
No, the lift is not the problem. It's just something about that building. It's an old building, so I would love to actually see something, more music. I mean, you say that you're from the college just down here, right? I mean, do you guys ever play outside? Like, do you ever do something out in the world?
I mean, could you take over this area here, and your performers, are you all musicians, or?
No. Potentially, like, that's definitely something we could do. It's like, the only barrier would be like, I don't know, speaking to the council, getting like electricity and like stuff set up here. But if it was allowed, and if it was something that we were like, this is something you can do whenever, just give us a ring, then definitely.
What do you think would work well here in this corner in terms of music?
I think
a little venue, a little street venue.
Yeah, a little street venue, something that can be like reused.
Yeah.
Like not just like a one-time thing, like something that can like regular like.
So a bit of regularity that people kind of come to expect. Something. I mean, would you, James or Jalen, would you be willing to regularly appear here?
Yeah, no, definitely, and that's what I'm saying. If something like that as well, if it was especially, if the council spoke with the college as well, us music students would love to do something like that. That would be in public. You know what I mean? That's like if this is here and we do a little, because we do in college performances often. If we could do them out and about, you know what I mean, in the open publicly for everyone to hear, that would be great. That would be sick. I think everyone would love that.
Okay, we didn't get your name actually, did we? What's your name?
It's Mana.
And it is, hang on. Jalen, James, Aisha, Nadima, and I'm Mikey. Come and join us as well. Would you like to see some music here? And what would it look like?
Yeah.
What would it? Man, have you got any thoughts on it?
I don't know, man. Like, a lot of us have outside connections, so I do equipment hire, so it's very easy to just set up a couple of generators out here, make sure that we're getting a certain type of power and electricity out here. And another thing is, like, it's not really that hard. Like, we see a lot of busketeers out here, and it will be very good for the community to see what the local talent is like out here.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the community knows enough about the local talent? Do you know about the local talent here in Waterloo? We've got some local talent here, we've got some musicians. Come and join us, 2 minutes. We have got Margot, we've got Jalen, we've got James, we've got Aisha, we've got Nadima, we've got Mana, and I'm Mikey. And do people know enough about the local talent? That's the question.
I definitely want to find out, and I also think it's really worthwhile chatting to the council to get you guys like performing here, because I feel like it's a different kind of performance when you are in like in theatre, on stage, where tickets are sold or whatever. When you're on the street, it can be sketchy, and you have to know how to work the crowd, and that's a skill in itself. And if you just do studio recordings, do you get that? I don't know.
It could almost be a module of like how to actually perform on the street, how to deal with an audience, and maybe they're or like this person. Come and join us. This is talk. Do you know about the local talent here in Waterloo? I guess I know, but are people interested? Are people interested in local talent? That's the question.
I think they're too shy. They're too shy. Everyone's too shy. They need to come say hi and tell us what they think.
Absolutely. And maybe this could come and. We've got the local talent here, the local musicians. Come and join us. Yes, you can. And have you got any connections with the council? Because we basically need to find out from the council if they would be happy to. What's the name of your college?
Southwark College.
If people from Southwark College would be welcome here to come and perform here in the square, to me it's a win-win. Anyway, we've got Margot, we've got Jalen, we've got James, we've got Aisha, we've got Nadima, we've got Mana, we've got
Brune.
Was it?
Brune.
And I'm Mikey. We've got Christopher as well over here. Did I say you, Margot? Yeah. I did. And yeah, we're just talking about, would you like to see more this Southwark College perform more on this square? And what kind of things would you like to see?
Well, if they're a performance college, you would think that you could have a module about outdoors theatre, because that's a very specific thing that you don't necessarily get to learn about within performance studies.
Yeah. Do you know a little bit about it?
I went to a drama school.
Oh, right.
Just a little bit. But you would hope that drama schools and just performance learning systems would, allow you to get into different forms of theatre. And this place feels like it would be very much a welcome spot to get started in.
Have you ever performed outdoors in a space like this?
Not in this country, no.
But in which country have you done
France.
In France, okay. I mean, are they better at that in France? Are they a little bit more?
Well, they have.
Yeah.
They do have quite a few outdoors theatre festivals.
Yeah.
Aurillac and Avignon.
Yeah.
Well, Avignon is quite well known for also indoors theatre, but I feel like within London, like outside of Edinburgh Fringe and like the things that you know about Camden Fringe, there's not like a all year round performance situation happening.
Okay, so we could actually do a bit better, get a bit more like the French, and actually get outside a bit more. Nadima?
I have a lesson to get to. Yeah. I have a lesson.
Give us a final thought.
I think it's important that we understand each other's cultures and embrace who we are through music and sort of like.
When you say each other's cultures, can you give us an example?
Like for example, like diversity. For example, like know other cultures, like music types and stuff. Like get to know each other and stuff like that.
Have you got a particular music type in mind that we don't know enough about?
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal, okay. All right, that I didn't expect. But thank you. Thanks for your final. Are you off as well?
I agree with everything she said. I have to go.
Okay. What would you like to see here on this square?
People expressing themselves.
People expressing themselves. That's a really interesting. Okay, final thought.
Final thoughts is I would think more art should be shown out in public to the streets, to anybody to see, no matter the age, no matter the main audience you're looking for. Everything should be public to see as art. That's what it is.
I mean, you sound like you're willing to take up the challenge of going out here on the street.
Absolutely. Every day I'm taking out opportunities for how I can express my art to as many people as possible. So that's what my whole thing is.
All right.
Where can we listen to your music? Does it exist somewhere?
It is yet to exist, but it will be very soon. You can look for us soon. Parking Lot Lovers, or we're playing a show in the World Cinema in Brixton on the 10th of October. Look for us at 8:30 p.m.
Okay. All right.
Whatever, just please let
We've got that on record. No problem. Okay, give us a final thought, James.
I think there's progress being made like everywhere. You can see this like art, like these stores and stuff. These are new things, and even with the billboards around here, like there's progress being made, but it's just about being like really assertive with what we want and we need. And I think it's important that everyone gets a place to speak, because I don't know, if it isn't out there like, here, speak now and give us your opinion, people just don't bother. They've got their lives to get on with. But
so that's actually quite important then.
Yeah, this is really great.
Hi guys, thank you James, thank you Jalen, thank you Iman and Leo and Destiny and
Mia. Mia, Iman, Destiny and Leo.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, where are we going to go with this conversation? There's a lot of, we've lost Brune. She's over there, I can see her, but come and join us, yes. Yay. This is Talkaoke. So good. I'm Mikey.
A little bit tired, a long trip today.
Where have you been?
So I come from Brussels.
Have you just come from?
Yeah, I really came like maybe an hour ago.
Right, wow.
And so I'm here for a little trip, 3 days.
Wow.
And yeah. Sorry?
It's going to be a really quick one, more 3 days. Are you staying just in the UK or London, or are you going around the UK?
No, I'm staying in London for 3 days, and then I go to Leicester to meet some friends that I met in Brussels. And so they came in Brussels, and I met them there, and I showed them around, and now I'm going to Leicester so they can show me around.
Wow, that's amazing. Funny enough, earlier on we were talking about Brazil, because people were saying Brazil's got a very...
Not Brazil, Brussels.
Oh, Brussels.
Brussels.
Oh, Brussels.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've just been in Brussels as well, so that's okay.
Amazing.
Okay, tell us your name.
Sorry, my name? Elida.
Elida.
And what's yours?
Oh, I'm Margot.
I'm Mikey. We've got Christopher over here, who's visualising the conversation as we go along. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. We have got our HQ, our Euro HQ in Brussels as well. But it's a free-form talk show. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We've been talking a lot about theatre, what would activate a space like this. Come and join us. Yes, come and join us. What are the barriers as well?
I mean, I just wonder what other spaces, are there any busy squares or like squares in Brussels where art is happening? Because I've been to some venues and we're always there in such a rush. I don't ever see kind of art on the streets, but it must exist.
We were talking to Brune over there, who's from France, and she was saying that in France, there's a lot more street theatre. There's actually almost a tradition of getting out there on the street, and maybe we don't have that so much here in the UK. What's the situation in Brussels?
In Brussels, we don't have that much outside spaces like that, since the weather isn't that good. It rains a lot in Brussels, but we have a lot of indoor spaces where the community can meet and talk and discuss and draw and paint and everything. And we have a lot of helps regarding the cultural events. For example, I'm in what is called in Brussels CPS, which is literally just an allowance to, for example, go to museums, go to take, for example, I took ballet classes. Just with that money, I took painting classes, drawing classes, and so the cultural thing in Brussels is very, very active.
So you actually get paid to go and do cultural stuff. Come and join us. Yes. Come. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
But I was trying to get through too, and now I'm in. So
come back. Yes. Come back. We've got Elia. We've got Christopher. We have got Margot.
Yeah, I really love this. My friend, I think he's benefiting from this as well, and he gets free tickets, or like he sees free cinema all the time, and there's a lot of good cinema. I don't just mean like.
Go to cinema for free.
Yeah. I went with him, like, and sometimes it's like old classics or like art house cinema. So it's not just like mainstream. I mean, you can choose, but I really love that about Brussels. That there is a subsidy towards, encouraging people to develop themselves creatively and go and see stuff. Maybe we could like dish out some vouchers here for Old Vic or something. I don't know.
Should we? Okay, well, Christopher has visualised this. But 10 minutes ago, yes, I know. Yeah, but it's just what you were going to say. I mean, what you've got here is just a giant ticket. I mean, is that practical to have a ticket that big?
I mean, earlier we were talking about how people have different interests, right?
A ticket that big, would that encourage them to go to?
Yeah, but it's this ticket that. You don't need to go see every show, but you should be able to choose one show. Yeah. And would London be able to give their people the opportunity to go see one show of their choice? Just one free ticket, so that they at least have interest in some sort of theatre. Yeah. Like that would encourage people to go.
So just give everybody one free ticket that they can use at any theatre performance in London. Would that work? And people maybe would go to see Michael Jackson. Maybe they'd go and see something like The Real Thing over here.
Personally, I think totally. If we give people what they need, actually the money, the cultural space, I think there is also some work, and I'm talking not about the UK. I'm just talking generally because I don't live here. Yeah. But I think if you give people the opportunity to do something, they will do it. And it's also.
Just offer that. Go on.
Yeah, it's also a big barrier of. How do you call that in English? Social class.
A class barrier. Yeah.
A class barrier. But because the upper classes are obviously more able to go to cinemas and theater and something, which does not happen in the lower classes. So if you give the opportunity, what does this sound?
That's just like that. I'm just adding to your thing, but we've got some new faces. Bad. So we've got Elida. We've got Elida. We've got Christopher. We've got Margot. Tell us your name.
Hello.
Ella and
Anya.
Ella, Aya, and
TMA.
And come and join us. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. It's a free-form talk show where you can talk about anything you want to talk about. Yes, you can do it. Let's give him a round of applause. Come on. Okay, so at the moment we're talking about theatre and we're talking about culture, and Elida's from Brussels, where you get free cinema and theatre tickets just for being someone that lives in Brussels. Do you think that would work here? And what would you go and see with your free ticket?
I would go see. Oh, that's a good question. What type of things are there in theatre?
So you need to have a look. Anyone got any ideas, any thoughts, any plays or anything coming up?
I think I would love to go to see like a ballet or
a ballet,
a ballet or maybe just a play, but like in a really nice theater and not just a random thing that you go with school.
Okay.
Yeah, you see like the whole energy, the whole experience, the whole vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to see dance, maybe bits of ballet, but I really like contemporary dance. When people just like, it doesn't look like they're dancing, but like they could be like on I don't know, they could be just like I don't quite know what the moves are, because I think ballet is like much clearer as a dance form, but like street dance, for instance, I can't really tell it apart, but I appreciate good dance. But also theatre, I think seeing theatre is quite good, seeing music is quite good, so I would use my culture voucher for that.
Okay.
All of things.
We're calling it a culture voucher now. So you wouldn't need to do a bit of research.
I like children type of theatre things.
Yeah.
I like just kind of Isn't there like Dorothy? There's something like Wizard of Oz, and they've got like a play, Matilda. I like things like that. But I wouldn't mind watching like a ballet thing.
Okay. What about you?
I like a bit of everything, to be honest. I don't really mind.
Okay. Come on, join us. Don't be shy. This is electrically safe. This is a good practice for when you're famous and you've got to be on TV all the time.
No.
No, it's on this TV, but that's it. No, it's not live. It goes onto this website over here. You can see it, yes. Okay, so we're talking about what would you do with your culture voucher?
You were talking about cinemas, and that reminded me of one thing we do in Brussels. Is like every summer we have a whole season of outdoor cinemas. And that's free, and that's at very specific places. And sometimes you have the whole experience with, like, you get inside a car and you can watch your film like inside the car, or you can just lay down on the grass. And you every night for the month of August you have that, and that's free, and everyone can go. That's a really great thing. But we have I actually gonna take back what I said about the outside places in Brussels. It's just that we organize more events and less meet up random like that in the middle of the street. But we have a lot of events, yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about, outdoor cinema as well. It could be interesting. Would that work in this space? Earlier on, we had some people from Southwark College. I don't know if you're from Southwark College. Seem to have the green lanyard that they had, but they were musicians, and they were talking about maybe getting their instruments out here and doing a little session out here to introduce people to the local college. I mean, could that also work for the filmmakers as well? Yep.
I just remembered actually when I was in Brussels a couple of weeks ago, there was like this outdoor festival in Forêt. In Forest, yeah, right? And it's called Radio Poétique.
Hang on, let me just get a final thought from you before you go. What do you think? Do we know enough about what goes on in Southwark College? It's right next to the busy Waterloo station and the Old Vic and the National Theatre.
If I'm being honest,
yeah. Be honest.
I don't know if there's a glitch in the system, but like there's a lot of nitties. There's a lot of people that are struggling in life, and they're quite everywhere. Yeah. And I've noticed that now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good college.
Yeah.
Very nice, very clean, but yeah, I think like things are just quite different.
I mean, what about the people that are struggling? Can we help them in any way?
I tend to think sometimes.
Guys, you know we're late for class. We need to go.
Are we?
Yeah, come on. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, but people that are struggling, like, there's food banks, there's free housing, other things, etc.
Come on, girl. We can do this another day.
Thank you.
So now we switch to education.
Okay, well, yeah, education.
If I understood well the situation, we switched to the subject of education. What can I say about that?
Okay, well,
you were about to say something.
Oh yeah. No, I was just saying that I went to this festival. It was just by complete coincidence. It's called. It was organized by Radio Poétique. Yeah. And it was called something, I don't know, Festival Poétique or something like this, but it was like in Forêt, and it was outdoors. It was like a very small festival. But what I liked about it, and what I would like to see here, for example, is they had this small stage, and they had people improvising, and they were improvising lyrics, they were improvising, playing instruments, and I thought it was really cool because everybody could join in, even if they couldn't play instruments very well. So it'd be quite good. Yeah, a bit like that.
Everyone can join in. You don't even have to say anything. So we're going to put that call out again. Come and join us. This is Talkaoke, pop-up talk show. We're going to talk about anything. You mentioned, Elida, education. We've got the college here next door to us, but I mean, is it too closed in? Is there enough of a kind of interface between all those college students we've been speaking to and out here?
I mean, I'm not being funny, but like, what is the point of education in a college? Like what is it? Is it to get jobs? Is it to get skills? Is it to get skills to interact in society? Is it skills to be happy in life? Like what is it for?
I'm going to turn the mirror onto you there, Margot. What would you say it's for?
I don't know, because I didn't go to school here. For me, when I was growing up in Poland, it was about just integrating with other people, but then just like getting grades. But it was also about having freedom to go and do theatre classes, for example, which I really enjoyed, and my future kind of tied in with that in the end. But here, like, I don't know, it seems like a closed-off space. It doesn't really college is like, just closed. So that's what I mean. Like, what's the point?
Okay, Elida.
Okay, maybe just a dumb question, but can we put context into like what is college? Because in Brussels we don't have that. We have like the primary school. 6 years, and then we have secondary school, 6 years again, and then you have university.
Okay.
And then how much years do you want to do?
Okay, so where does college fit in that trajectory?
Like, what's the point of college exactly?
So I think
the question, but like.
So I think college is from 16, 17, and then 18.
Okay.
That's college.
Okay. Last 2 years of high school.
Yeah, so it's like a high school. It's a bit more expanded. It's almost like getting into being an adult, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, what is the point of all of this education? That's what the question that Margot asked.
Education in general or just college?
Well, I mean, I think you don't know much about college, not coming from the UK.
Education in general is life. I mean, education is the reason why we are free. Is the reason why women were put aside during all the times. The men, they just put women like down by stopping them from getting education.
Right.
And so they couldn't access to the higher jobs, higher spheres, and so that's really important for me to push people to educate themselves. Even if you don't like the education that you're pursuing, there are some options. For example, personally, I stopped high school in like 4th grade in my system, and I did what is called a jury central, which means that I studied alone for the last 2 years of high school with some particular teacher, and that suits me so much better than going to school every day from 8 to I don't know.
Why did that make such a big difference?
Because I wasn't adapted to the regular system. That I didn't get along well with people around me, because I always felt like such a big difference between me and the people my age.
So you're allowed to just be yourself more.
Yeah, and also study alone, because at some point, I can go so fast on so many things and then just block on something. And I have to take my time. I have to take my time to unlock the things, because otherwise I can't learn.
This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. It's a free-form talk show. We talk about absolutely anything. We've got Lida, we've got Christopher, we have got Margot. My name's Mikey. Come and join us. Yes, come join us. And at the moment we're talking about education. What is the point of education? Should we have more freedom in education? Because Lida is from Belgium and had a much more free. Come and sit over here. So tell us your name.
Arian.
Arian, we got Elida, we got Christopher, we got Margot. Tell us your name. What's your name? What's your name?
Spencer.
Spencer, we've got Spencer and Mikey. We're talking about education. Should we have a bit more freedom in education? It seems like when you had more freedom, you found yourself much more.
In Belgium, we're so lucky, I think. Because we have choices. We have so many careers that we can pursue. For example, if you're in high school but you want to work directly after high school, you can do a type of study that gives you not only the diploma at the end, but also a certification that you're able to work in the field that you choose. For example, my ex-boyfriend was a photographer. He is now a photographer. He has a license as a photographer, and he did
a license to be a photographer.
kinda you need to do the studies and everything, and so he did the regular studies just like me, but with the regular course like math, science, French and everything were a little bit reduced in time, so he had a lot more of photography course, and so at the end of the 6 year, just like me, he had the option to go outside and just find a job as a photographer officially.
Okay, have you got a view on this, Aaron?
What about education?
Yeah, I mean, has education served you well? Do you think we need to be more free? Like it seems like in Belgium. Come join us. Come and join us.
We're going to do line dancing here.
Okay, come tell us about it quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Margot, we got Christopher, we got Arian, Elida. What's your name?
My name is Jean. I'm teaching line dance in community center called Waterloo Action Center, and we do that on Thursday. Every Thursday, 2 o'clock for intermediate and 3 o'clock for the beginners line dancing, and we're going to see that right now.
Okay, you're doing it right now. Does that mean we need to shut up for a minute, or?
I need to actually get the PA system with the Bluetooth.
Okay, that's over there. The PA system is over there with where the green tent is. It was earlier on, but I'll just put a call out. We've got Jean here that wants to do line dancing. He needs the PA system. So somebody please give him the PA system.
It's so interesting because when you started speaking, I was expecting American accent because of your top, and so I was expecting it from him, but there's no American accent, which I don't mind, but I just assumed it's going to be something American.
Okay. Anyway, we never found out about your education story. Anyway.
Well, I think education certainly does help people. You know, to get the jobs what they want and this and that. But I think, to be fair, to a certain degree, education is not for everyone. Like all different people with different senses of humours, different IQs and all that, and sometimes university, for example, is not the way people want to go. For example, I know a couple of friends who've done apprenticeships, for example, and they're like doing well with that. They didn't go to university, I went to university, but I think there should be more freedom in terms of education, because it's not for everyone, you know what I mean? And some people want to do other stuff in their life.
Okay, we've got a new face at the table. So we've got Elida, we've got Arian, we've got Christopher, we've got Margot. Tell us your name.
Ken.
Ken, I'm Mikey. At the moment we're talking about education. Should there be more freedom in education? Both Elida and Arian are saying yes, because education, maybe it's not all about going to university. Come and join us.
Hello.
Yeah. We've even got a sound effect for that. But anyway, we're talking about education. Come and join us. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. There's no contractual obligation. You can stay as long or as little as you want. Tell us your name.
Michael.
Michael, I'm Mikey. We've got Ken, we've got Elida, we've got Arian, we've got Christopher, we've got Margot. We're talking about, right now, we're talking about education. But I will say, this is Talkaoke. It's up to you to take the conversation where you want to take it. Margot.
I mean, I'm interested in what you were saying about, women had to fight to be to have access to education, and then they could do things differently. Because they were kind of excluded from maybe some conversations. And I'm just thinking about this, what you said, which is actually education is not for everyone. But can you be fully aware of your rights if you're not educated? I'm just wondering. I don't know.
Are you saying if you need to be aware of your rights, then everyone has to be educated about their rights and their kind of stand up for? Yeah. Okay.
Personally, I think everyone should be educated about their rights, and the sources where I get that info from is a book that I read from Titu Lecoq, and the title is Comment l'histoire a oublié les femmes? How did history forget women? Because we see that there is so less representation of women in history, and that's not. That didn't just happen like that, and so it's really she takes it from the beginning to today. How does education, also a part of the process, allows us to be more free, to have access to the job we want to do, to know what the tickets are about the cultural things that I was talking about. That's something that you have to be aware of, and to do that, you have to have the abilities to look for help, and so that you cannot learn it just like that. You have to get it from somewhere, and I think that's where the school stands. It's about knowing what tools you can get, where you can ask for the tools that you need. More than just knowing your tables or I don't know, like the grammar or something. It's more about how you manage in life.
Okay, so it's about managing in life, finding the tools. Elida's from Brussels, and apparently there you get free theatre tickets, free cinema tickets, but you have to ask for them, and you have to know how to ask them. Michael, come and join us as well.
I just need to ask a quick offline question.
Okay, yeah, go on then. Michael, Ken, have you got any views on this education?
My son decided about 2 years ago that he didn't need to go to school at age 16 because he said he knew everything that the teachers were telling them.
Right.
And the teachers were basically traffic wardens.
Right.
And he just stopped going to school. And he is as bright as you like. He's got a huge amount of general knowledge which he's picking up from the internet.
And does he need to go to school then? What do you think about it?
I don't think he... Well, my view is that he needs to be broader. He needs to broaden his mind out, and he's losing the opportunity of getting being educated. We all believe in education. He's saying that his generation don't believe in education.
Right. Is it because they can find the information so easily?
They can find it. They can find all the information they want online, and I think probably the standard of teaching has deteriorated.
Yeah.
To the extent that they tend to just make sure that the kids are not shouting at each other or abusing each other.
Okay, so that's interesting. So your son's kind of almost rejected school. And we've heard why, but I mean, you in a way you had a similar experience to that, didn't you? But you had a chance to kind of study by yourself. Is that right?
Yeah, because I always loved learning. That was always something easy for me. It was just the system that wasn't working for me, and I think we pretty much all have that need to nourish our brain with new informations, and that's vital. But
it's almost like a brain nourishment for you, or
always. But when I'm talking about learning, I'm not just talking about the sociology of Bourdieu. I'm talking about the skills that I don't know. I learned how to sew. I learned how to write poems. I learned how to read classics. That you need to learn how to read classics, because you cannot just read it like a regular book, and you just have to find which way you have to take to be able to pursue that kind of hobby.
And why did you kind of leave conventional school at 6? Because it was also at 16, wasn't it?
Sorry?
It was at 16 you left conventional school and you studied by yourself.
Yeah, that's a long story. That's a long story. Long story short, I had a psychiatrist problem, went to psych wards for 2 years, went back to school, everything was like that. I was like, okay, I cannot, and I did not pass this year, so I was with people younger than me, and I always failed like different, and that the difference was too big. At the same time, I started to live alone, so meaning that I had to work, I had to do my own adult things, and so I just couldn't go to school every day at 8 a.m. and then come back, and then it would be like 5 p.m. and then do my homework, and then work, and then what? And then do my laundry and food.
It's too much.
And so really I couldn't manage. I was like, no, learning is not a problem for me. I can do it on my own. And I looked for the help that I needed, which was a teacher that could help me program my study sessions, correct my things. But yeah, you will have to love yourself a little bit to say to yourself, it is possible to find something that will suit me.
Okay, so in a way you had to go and look for a different form of education, but there are some similarities in terms of rejecting conventional school. Come and join us. We're not doing it yet. It's just an idea at this point. We're not offering. Would you get a free cinema ticket if it was available?
Of course, why not?
Okay. Well, we're just talking about the idea right now, but maybe we could even have a cinema here, out in this space. Tell us your name.
Julie.
Julie, that's right, yes. We've got Elida, we've got Arian, we've got Christopher, we've got Margot, we've got Michael and Ken. Ken, you've not said anything yet. Have you got any thoughts on any of this?
I think at the moment the emphasis is on the sort of education, book learning, etc., academic education. Actually, education should be much broader than that. I mean, it should be how to fix things, how to mend things, how to get on with people, and so on and so forth. And I think at the moment academic education is the cheap option, and that's why everyone is doing it. And I would actually like to see much more emphasis on all the other forms of education, as I say, the practical education and the getting on with other people education, the interactive.
Okay, come and join us. This is Talkaoke. Thank you for that. Thanks for joining us. We've got a new face. This is Talkaoke, pop-up talk show. We have got Michael, we have got Margot, we have got Christopher, we've got Arian, we've got Elida, we've got Julie. Tell us your name.
I'm Ollie. Hi. Ollie.
Yeah. And I'm Mikey. And this is Talkaoke. Yeah.
I've got to go. I'll be back. Final thought. I just think there's a shift in generational attitude towards conventional education, and it worries me because I come from a generation that believes in free education and what good it can do, but he seems to be getting through life without that level of education.
Should there be like Elida had a kind of more tailored version of education available to him? Would that work, do you think, if it was available?
I think so. I must take this call.
Okay, I mean, this was in Belgium that this happened. We've got some more new faces. So, thank you, Michael. We have got Ollie, tell us your name.
Nino.
We've got James. And we've got Julie, we've got Elida, we've got Arian, we've got Christopher, Margot, and Mikey. When we're talking about education, does it need to evolve as our society has evolved? Does it need to be a lot more... Arian?
I think it does need to be a bit more broader because, like, one thing I know, I don't know how to do taxes. I'm not to do taxes. I don't know how to invest in stocks or businesses. Why am I not being taught that in school? I'm being taught, maths, but which obviously what I need to learn, but I need to be taught the more broader stuff, like about life. Oh, how to do an interview one-on-one. They hardly teach that in school. In my school I went to, they didn't teach that. University at King's College London, they didn't teach that. I have to learn it for myself, but why am I not being taught that? Isn't that part of education?
It's a bit like what Ken was saying earlier, that we actually need to vary education a bit more. It's not just about learning about the French Revolution or something like that. Any thoughts on this side?
I mean, I wonder whether this square could in any way not exactly address the problem of education or different styles of education, but could there be some kind of almost like a radio station or something, just to kind of, whilst you're sitting here having lunch or you're passing through, you're picking up something. Yeah, like a little speaker, maybe not too loud, but just kind of, so if you wanted to learn something whilst you're eating your lunch, so you're not like scrolling through your phone all the time, could you just be sitting here by the, Emicon's radio or something like that, I don't know. Learn something unusual or,
Okay, and we've got another visual from Christopher over here. I think that speaks for itself, but Christopher's trying to visualise the conversation as we go along. Any thoughts on this side? You're just passers by here. If there was some kind of education station here,
We have to probably determine what we mean by education, because someone who has been in education for her entire life, all her life with PhD and everything.
Is that you?
Yes, but it's about what happens afterwards.
Yeah.
What happens afterwards? Are there jobs for people who are Because it's all about like connection, isn't it? Not just kind of simply being. Yeah?
James?
I think it's also about drive and determination. My daughter just graduated her law degree and has got a job straight away.
Yeah.
So it's down within 3 weeks of graduating, she's got a job in law already.
So, I mean, can you educate drive? Can you give people?
I think it's your parents to teach you that.
Right.
You know, give you a good work ethic, and then you think about trading. My father taught me to trade. You know, my father taught me to trade and taught me how to cook. You know what I mean, from a young age, and I passed it on to my children. My daughter started trading.
Okay, so is it down to the parents to teach these things? Yeah. Medicine at King's, yeah.
I did molecular genetics, and now I'm doing a master's at Imperial.
Yeah, hang on a sec, James, because I think Lila, you wanted to say something.
About is it down to the parents or the state actually, because the education is a responsibility of the state. Personally, I think that's...
Is the state responsible for things like drive and determination that James is talking about?
Yes and no. For me, I think that, yes, it's the role of parents to do that, like learning how to do taxes. Yeah, I hope I can ask my mum how I can do taxes. But some kids can't because their parents aren't able, because they travel to come here and they don't even know the system themselves. And they just don't have access to that kind of resource. So I think at that point, yes, they should be at least not mandatory, but aside courses that teach you life, like actually how you get a job, how you determine what study you want to do, how you do taxes, maybe how you drive, because what security you have to follow while driving, because there's a lot of car crash and car accident, and that's very high mortality risk. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, I think it should be also the role of the school to assume the fact that parents sometimes can't.
Okay, so parents can't always. They don't always have the skills themselves. They don't necessarily have the time. James?
I'd say teachers are underfunded and underpaid, so it's going to be really, really hard for them to deliver that. I mean, I don't know if you went to school in London, but it's really hard, 60, 70 people in one class. So...
Yeah, hang on a sec, Lila, let me, because I want to bring in some of the quieter. Julie, you've not said anything. What do you think about... Ollie, you've not said anything yet either. Have you got a view on this?
Yeah. Sorry, did you have something you want to say?
I'll come to
okay.
you.
Yeah, I think it's really important to, in these kind of discussions, separate the idea of learning and education, as this points out, right, are not the same thing. And when we talk about education, we're really thinking about a system. Yeah. And the system isn't designed to help people learn as much as it's designed to, you know, by a capitalist elite to train people for the workforce, and it's really just another way of, like, I think, subjugating a lower class. A system that specifies that a person, you know, vast numbers of children nowadays are being diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, as, you know, in an age of social media and digital presence, right? And a system that forces children to sit still from 9 till 5, that might work for adults when they're working in an office or whatever, but that absolutely doesn't work for the vast majority of children. And that system only exists because there's a very wealthy elite who kind of want to create a workforce, right? And if we really want people to be able to...
It's about learning, it's about workforce.
Exactly, and if we want people to be able to learn in order to kind of pursue a career in law, for example, or take control of their own destiny to reclaim wealth from the wealthy elites and redistribute wealth in our society, I think we need to think much more deeply about learning and almost deshackle that from the idea of an education system of going through a process, right?
Okay, so education can be subjugation. Julie, have you got any thoughts on this? James, give us a final thought before you go.
Be positive and happy.
Okay, be positive and happy. You might have to ask how.
Ultimately, life is what you make it.
Okay, ultimately, life is what you make it. What are you saying?
No, what I say is that it's very simplistic to say it's just determination, because, of course, it's absolutely essential to be determined, but it also requires this certain kind of strength, awareness, self-awareness to realize how can you contribute afterwards, after your education.
I mean, is that something that schools can do? Should it be a separate body? I'm going to come to you in a second, because I'm just going to get a final thought from Ari, and then I can say to you.
Oh, what about education?
Well, anything. What are you thinking?
Whatever you do, just give it 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you do, I mean, what are you doing at the moment? Genetics? Or?
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna do a Master Imperial in Bioscience Futures. So the innovation, sustainability of Earth. But yeah, and hopefully biotech industry.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, hopefully, every year we do the Festival of Genomics in January at Excel Centre. So come and see us there. Thanks for joining us. And let me come and join us. Yes. Yes. Come. This is Talkaoke Freeform Talk Show, where we talk about anything really. Right now, are you off?
Yeah, I have to go now.
Let me get a final thought from you, Elida, and thanks for contributing so much. Come and join us, yeah.
Final thought. I'm gonna go by my favorite sentence. The literal meaning of life is whatever you're doing that prevents you from killing yourself. Either that be just drinking and laying in your bed, either that be drawing or learning or talking with people. Do whatever that helps you see the light in life.
Okay. Thank you. Julie, what was your point?
No, I was saying education is not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, what about the other things, like about this sense of like drive and determination of trying to find out what's out there that can actually enrich your life? Is that education or is that something else?
No, it's not education. It's to do with experience and you know, people looking to see what the world have for them. Education has nothing to do with people finding out activities and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, people make too much fuss of education. You know, education is education. You know, if I cross the road, that's education.
Yeah.
You know, because I look left, right, and then I cross.
Okay, so education is more about those things about how to navigate the world that we're in. Yep.
I mean, I wonder, as we are in Emma Khan's Gardens, and in a way we're kind of trying to find out what would people like to see more happening on this square, and is educational kind of type of events or education, whatever that means. Maybe education is the wrong kind of learning events.
Could
Is that
it be
part
a
of
learning
it?
station rather than education?
Because yeah.
Yeah, learning is definitely a better word. I've got to head off and head back to work. But yeah, I think learning is a much better way to think.
Yeah.
I don't. The word education is a system, whereas learning is a process. Learning is what you do when you take on new information, become a better person, etc. And I think when we're talking about kids, but also when we're talking about people of all ages, it's really important to use language around, I think, learning instead of education, because education is created with a very specific vested interest, right? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, would you come to a learning station if you were passing by? And
I don't know if I would. I mean, I love to learn. I'm a very curious person, but I personally kind of curate my own learning. Like I pursue things that I'm interested in. But also, I would say that's probably a bit. Maybe, yeah, that would be fun. Yeah.
And what kind of things are you interested in?
I work in the cross section between theatre and sustainability.
Okay.
So like sustainability in the arts mostly, which is good fun. Yeah. Thank you. It was really. Yeah, exactly. That would be great.
Yeah, I mean,
to meet you.
Okay, well, take our card. Oh, you've got one already.
I will do. I work at a venue. I work at a venue just up the road. So if you the Glitch down at the end of Loma, great. So that's my space. So if you're looking to do more of these kind of events, should I give someone my email address or something?
Give us your email address and. We're talking about the glitch in the Matrix. Julia, are you off? Give us a final thought.
I don't have one.
I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, earlier on you were talking about free cinema tickets. If you did have not that we've got ones to offer, but if you did have one, what cinema would you go to?
Vous, is it? How you say it? Vous?
What's that?
The big cinema out here.
Okay, the IMAX.
Yeah. And Odeon.
Yeah, you'd go big, basically. Go to the big one. Okay. Would you come to cinema if it was here in this space?
No.
Okay, that's. Thanks very much. And I guess we'll leave it to the line. Are you going to go and do some line dancing?
I can't.
No. Okay.
They're professionals.
Yeah, but they're, I think, asking people to join in.
No, I can't. I need to be somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. What's that?
I met you before.
Yes. In
somewhere.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
In a park in Camden somewhere. Yes.
It wasn't in a shopping centre.
Was it in the festival?
Oh, Regent's Roots.
Regent's Roots. Yeah.
Houston. Ah, no way. Small world. So do you
Yeah.
closer to here or
closer to over there, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to join us
1, 2,
again.
3. Oh yes, now we're talking. So, welcome to Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show. So far, we've got 2 people on the table, but to be honest, everyone is invited, and even you are invited. Come and join us for 2 seconds. Give us 2 seconds of your time. What are you doing here? Where are you going to? Going home. Okay. I bid you a fair walk home. But so far, we've got who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Christopher.
Welcome, Christopher. And who do we have here?
Joseph.
Joseph, welcome. And potentially this person over there. Yeah, so at the moment, Joseph, what's that? You can say to the mic. What are you talking about?
Well, anything that comes up about...
Lean forward a little bit.
Well, talking everything in general about mental health and just mental health and people being antisociable to one another and saying, you know, that religion is no good and we don't need religion, but it's all the religious churches that are opening up, giving free food to the mentally ill and things like that. So we're living in a very selfish world.
Okay, so you gave me quite a few points. So first point is we are living in a selfish world. Is this true? And your backpack is open, by the way. Gentleman in black, your backpack is open. That's you. Because you know it's raining. So, question number 1 from Joseph here. And who do we have here?
Mikey.
Welcome, Mikey. Right now, I'm going to hit you with a round of applause because why not?
Sorry?
Just hitting him with a round of applause. Are we living in a selfish world? This is a question out there. Is it a selfish world out there? We don't know. Mikey, do you have any views? We were talking about mental health, selfish world potentially, and maybe religion. Do we need to do away with religion?
I'd say when it comes to the selfish thing, I would say yes and no. I think actually, my experience is people are less selfish than even they think they are.
Yeah, but the thing is...
Okay, wait 1 second. I should put this on, shouldn't I really?
You should.
You're good at it.
Yeah.
We can do a quick sound check. Sorry, everybody. So you're saying that the people are and aren't selfish at the same time? Is that what you said? Sorry, I just got a little bit distracted by the mic.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are actually, they're almost encouraged to be selfish by the media, but I don't think they are as selfish as they are encouraged to be.
Okay. Are we encouraged to be selfish? Are you encouraged to be selfish? Are you even selfish? Homeless. Okay, come and join us. By the way, this is Talkaoke. Everyone's welcome. So we've got Christopher, we've got Joseph. My name is Margot. It's Mikey over there. Maybe these people are coming. Come and join us for this talk show. Everyone's welcome. What's your name?
Tony.
Tony, welcome. So right now we have been talking about mental health. We have been talking about... Sorry, was the conversation?
Are you from Scotland?
No, Newcastle.
Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Okay, so we've been talking about the world. Is the world becoming more selfish? Are we made to be more selfish?
The person yourself makes yourself selfish. If you want to be selfish and yourself, your person yourself makes yourself selfish. If you want to,
it's our choice.
it's your own choice to be selfish.
Okay. I mean, Mikey, you brought this question up as well. Like, what does it mean to be selfish in this world? Are there any particularly selfish acts?
I think some people in the religious organisation, like Weber Street down the road from me, they say that they're looking after the homeless, but they're all being really well housed, and they say they're working for the homeless, and yet all the workers, they're taking out leaseholds and buying the flats, and then they're working. And how can they be like that when people are on the street? They're making money out of the people. But if they really wanted to help people, they'd educate them to get them up the street.
Okay, so you've got some views about people who maybe run homeless charities. Are they actually really honest? Is it a bit like two-faced?
There's charities out there helping. If you don't help yourself, you're not going to get no help. Basically.
I mean, what is a good 1 second, Joseph, but what is a good way to help somebody out of homelessness? Is there like a set of things which are particularly helpful, or is it just about yourself?
Yeah, well, see, for maybe in Newcastle and London's homeless are completely different. See it some days I didn't want to be here some days. It's just if it had to be physical, mental health inside this, but I've just got to get up and stand up and take each day as it comes in it, so stay strong.
Okay, so maybe building some kind of like a mental health resilience, and because you mentioned your experience of being in London, but also in Newcastle, that's okay. I mean, I almost wonder, is there anything in particular about London? Is it a particularly selfish place? Is it particularly, what is London like? Is it helping our mental health? Is it not helping people's mental health? By the way, this person over there, do you have any views on mental health? Do you have mental health? Is it good?
What do you mean?
Very good question. Right now we've got Joseph, we've got Christopher, we've got Tony, we've got Mikey, my name is Margot, and this is Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show. We talk about absolutely anything. Right now we're talking about homelessness, talking about mental health, talking about... Sorry?
What's it part of?
This is part of Emicon's Gardens Thursdays. They're doing events here on the square, and we are an art collective. We're called The People Speak. There you go, that's our card, and this is Talkaoke. Welcome to join us. Can we get your name, Sarah?
It's Colette West. You should really say what context I'm doing this in. Is it going to be recorded for something?
It's being recorded and it will go on YouTube if people are concerned.
Oh, with people speak.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you say something that actually don't put that on YouTube, you just say it and we remove that bit.
I will actually, because I want to spread the word, but then you'll think I'm a vaccine. My health is to do with vaccine impact, the AstraZeneca side effects.
Okay, so we have been talking about mental health. We have been talking about health in general.
My whole mental health and cognitive capacity.
Okay, and did we ever get your name? Not sure. No.
Colette West.
Colette. Okay, Colette, so welcome. Give her a round of applause as well. I do have a sound effects pad, but I sometimes forget to use it. I don't know if you can hear the round of applause, but there it is. But we have been talking so far about, you brought the subject up, Joseph, about are we just made to be selfish in this day and age? And that led to a conversation about mental health and maybe homelessness. Are people who run homeless charities, are they actually just kind of double standard type of people? Are they actually helping homeless people? And then you were kind of saying about your experience in living in Newcastle and in here. So it's just a general conversation, but you've got some thoughts and views about health and mental health in particular as well, Colette, yeah?
Well, I do have cognitive capacity, so difficulties since the vaccine. So actually, I'm finding you speaking quite fast, and I'm finding it hard to process what you're saying. So yeah, I can't get all these ideas going like this.
No problem. But there's no problem for me to slow down either. But I mean, we will just continue talking maybe, and then if there's anything that you want to jump in on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit woozy with my symptoms, so can't really do too much. But I just thought it was an opportunity to say, because actually, yeah, there's not many people speaking out about how the vaccine has impacted people. And I know that will probably be cut out from your podcast because yeah, there isn't much aftercare and a lot of people are being affected. And yeah, from the COVID vaccine.
Right, so what I will do, maybe I can spread it out and kind of say, do people, I mean...
I don't really understand what Colette's talking about. She said something about some problem she's got or something about injections. She's not speaking very... Maybe she's not used to speaking in public.
I mean...
You know...
Yes.
I better just go anyway. I'm a little bit woozy from...
No problem, but I think what I'm going to take away from what you said, Colette, is there enough information? Are people talking enough now that COVID is kind of in the past, fingers crossed? Are people talking about the effects of what COVID and vaccinations had on people? Are we talking about it now? Is it important?
I think they're not, but the COVID one is more prominent because I think there's a concern that if the detriment that the vaccine had to some people, some constitutions is publicised, it might put off people having vaccines. But I think actually, if it was, so I can't really speak a great deal. I was a really healthy person to some degree, and now my mind has been impaired, my brain, from the vaccine.
Okay, so I'm really sorry to hear this as well, Colette, because it does sound like it really affected you. And yeah, Mikey, I'm sorry.
Well, I just wanted to say thanks for coming and sharing that, and you know, even if I think the fact that you've got these difficulties and still come and sat down and explained it, I think is really, really great.
I did as well as a sort of action, because it not only affects my whole life but mentally as well. It's really hard. I have to try and live all over again, but because there's not any recognition or acknowledgement, or no, there isn't, you know, companies aren't picking up the pieces. It's sorry, I might have lost somebody.
No, it's okay. He's around.
Okay, so anyway, so I just wanted to put it out there that there are some unheard voices.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing this.
I was going to say something to Colette. To Colette, because Colette has come here and I'm a bit outspoken, maybe she finds that a bit threatening, and
But Colette is just here. You can just address her here.
I don't understand what problems you said you have. Is you got mentally sick through viruses? What do you call it? Through viruses? What do you call it? You've had injections and it affected your brain. Yeah. But the thing is, like, I mean, you know, because I'm questioning you and saying things that I might see you as a person that's very shy and probably not very sociable, like a lot of British people, you probably feel threatened by me, what I just said about, you know what I mean, that, you know, you don't want to talk anymore. So I don't.
So maybe the question is here. Is your presence? Are you worried that your presence is threatening to other people around the table?
No, I think, but I think some people, British people and city people, are not used to being sociable or friendly.
Let me just spread it out to these people. So this is a pop-up talk show. You're gonna bounce, Tony. But I mean, you give us your final thoughts before you go. I mean, I was just wondering whether, you know. No. Of course not. Thank you so much for joining. So Tony, grab the mic. Give us a final thought. It could be about anything. Maybe something that we should be talking about. Do you come to this square a lot?
No, but like, see, if it's being homeless from being Newcastle, I don't think it'd be a lot easier, a lot better being homeless, but it's a lot different what I expected, completely what I expected it to be like. But I'm still here, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Physical, no, but I'm getting there, but mentally physical, good.
And can I just, thank you so much, Colette. Do you want to give us a final thought before you go? But yeah, thank you so much, Tony. Any final thoughts? Thank you.
Just perhaps that there are all sorts of different layers and different ways of mental health, because I know this has affected me physiologically, but also it has emotional impact as well, you know, psychological, I don't know.
No, but I think what you're saying that I'm picking up is that mental health is a complex and complicated thing, and well-being can be physical and mental as well, and sometimes maybe it's quite hard to put it in one succinct sentence. There's a lot going on. It's personal to everybody's experience as well.
I haven't got capacity to phrase my thoughts now. I have to.
Thanks. Thank you, Colette. All right, so, okay. Are there any, I mean, Colette mentioned the vaccination, but are there any other things that people feel like maybe we could be talking about more? Are there any taboos in Waterloo? Are there any taboos on this square? And these people over there, hello and welcome. This is a pop-up talk show. You're welcome to join if you wish. You don't have time? That's fair enough. So where would we like to take this conversation? I mean, do we want to talk about mental health? Do we want to talk about Emma Con's Gardens and what goes on here? And also, you were talking about the British way of being. What is a British way of being? Are British people naturally shy? So yeah, if anybody wants to take this conversation.
I think when I was growing up, I wasn't politically aware. I didn't know anything about India. I didn't know anything about Ireland, Northern Ireland and all of that. I sort of self-educated myself, you know. But a lot of people come here from the Commonwealth, and everything is a business. Nothing's based on friendship. It's all based on business. Same with the Commonwealth people and all that, and people from the Commonwealth. And I used to see in Ireland where people used to come home from England, they went away with nothing, and they came home and they showed off how England was good. But that was a lie, because they were only doing that as a front to show how successful they were. The real success wasn't being shown until you came over here.
Right, so this is an interesting point. I mean, is everything a business in England? Is everything about making money? Is England basically just a big business country? There's no history, there's no culture, there's nothing else. What is it about?
Well, I mean, it is a country that, I mean, we were talking about this earlier on, it's a country, one of the first countries really to embrace capitalism. So it is a very business-oriented country, but I wouldn't say it's completely about business. But there's definitely a strong, I think to a certain extent you're right, Joseph, about business, but I still don't think it's just business, because people like to do other stuff as well, especially in London. They're not just business-minded, I don't think.
Okay, so people don't come to England and London just for business, they come for other things. Christopher?
I mean, it's unfortunate, but everything is now about a business in some sort of way. There's no sort of like, you can't avoid it. It's like a pattern of living. Earlier when we were talking about selfishness, I feel like humans are inherently selfish beings. Everybody is selfish. It's about who's less selfish and who's more selfish.
So if you come and join us, we're talking about selfishness. Are people just inherently selfish? We've got Joseph, we've got Christopher, we've got Mikey over there on sound effects. He just can't see the... Yeah.
Selfishness is bad. Really, really bad.
What's so bad about it? And also give us your name.
My name's Leah.
Leah, welcome.
My name's Siham.
Zihab. Grab a seat for a second. That's fine. So selfishness is bad, but why? Are there any benefits from being selfish?
There could be a benefit, but I don't personally think so. Because selfishness, you also need to think about other people, like your family, your friends. There's no good outcome for me personally.
Okay, so selfishness is bad, full stop. The other thing that what do you think? I mean, are there any instances where selfishness is actually good?
Yes, because sometimes you have to be selfish and have to be looking after yourself. And not always have to worry about everyone else, and just look after your own well-being and healthy. Like, I feel like sometimes when you have to be selfish, because sometimes being selfish, okay, I don't know what to say.
You can dress it in words.
And you have to let me think about it. I don't know what to say. Let me think. Give me like 1 minute. Let me think about it.
Yeah, no worries. So I will just like fill some time. So
as Whitney Houston sang, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all.
Okay, so learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I mean, we covered Michael Jackson, and now Zainab, do you have your thoughts back? No, you're still thinking? Yeah, go on.
Just have self-love for yourself, and not always be that. Selfish is a good thing, but also a bad thing at the same time. It's just, there's so much perks to it. Do you get it? Like, you don't always need to be selfish. But sometimes, when it comes to money, be selfish with your money, because people can take advantage of you. That's one good thing, that people will take advantage of you.
It's like me coming out my own front door.
Yeah.
And black people coming up the road and saying, I'm a batty man.
Yeah.
I think that, you see, some people use the colour of the skin to cause trouble.
100%.
And you know, I don't see black or white. I see human beings, and I see beauty in different races, and I see beauty in you, and I see beauty in her. But the trouble is that a lot of the church people, Caribbean and African people, they go to church and they say, come to my church. When you go to their church, it's just a club for religious people, and the reality of Christ is left of what they should be doing about the Bible.
100%.
I mean, do people interpret the Bible in the correct way, or is there selfish interpretation of the Bible? That's another thing. And also, is the seeing people's beauty for who they are? All right, thank you, Zainab, and thank you for formulating your thought. It was a very, very good one. So selfishness is good sometimes. Are you a selfish person sometimes? Not at all. Come and tell us about it. Oh my God, this is like quite amazing. Come, give us 2 seconds. 2 seconds. What's that? So we've got Christopher, we've got Joseph, we've got Mikey, and Mark. What's your name?
Serge.
Serge, welcome. So you say you're not a selfish person. How do you do this? What are the benefits of not being selfish?
Just a matter of value, and you know, you come to a place where life is bigger than yourself, right?
Okay, I mean, you know what, we had Zainab on the table just a second ago and she said, you know what, actually there are moments where being selfish is quite good. Do you, has that ever...
Certainly, you have to draw lines sometimes. Self-protection and protection of others, right? Like kids. Okay. There's a limit to how much you will allow someone to be, you know, what they want to be, and also helping them to know where they should go. So selfishness is complex, but I think being selfish is probably will. Sorry, I'm listening to music at the same time.
That's okay, that's okay.
Germany.
No, Switzerland.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm British, Portuguese, and Swiss, and my kids
wow.
are Canadian, but it's a mixed.
Mega mix.
Mega mix. I really have to catch a train. I'm really sorry, but a very interesting question. It's a more complex question than.
Thank you for stopping by, Serge, and enjoy. I hope you catch your train.
Jenny.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Jenny.
You know what I'm going to get from what Serge just said a second ago?
Come over, Jenny.
Because he was talking about children. Jenny, come and join us if you like. We are just doing this talk show. It's called Talkaoke. And right now we're talking about selfishness. What I'm wondering about from what Serge said is selfishness, because he mentioned about children. So is selfishness something, we can move the camera as well if you wanted to. So is selfishness something that is being taught? Maybe through school? Because are children being taught selfishness or not to be selfish? Where do we pick it up from? Is it just from the environment? Are there any benefits to being selfish? This question to this person. Do you ever get selfish? Never. Okay, so this is another person who never gets selfish.
Come and join us.
Come and join us.
Come on.
Jenny, come and join us. Maybe we can move this chair, Christopher, so Jenny can pop in. Welcome, Jenny. So this is just, let me just explain. So welcome, you just came to Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show. We've got Joseph, we've got Christopher, we've got obviously your good self, we've got Mikey, my name is Margot, and right now we're just talking about all sorts of different subjects.
For what?
For what? We're just talking to find out what people are thinking, what people are saying. We've got these people joining here. For whoever cares to listen, for whoever wants to contribute. No problem, Jenny. This will be on YouTube at some point. It's not live, but if you grab one of these, then you will be able to see it. So, meanwhile, this is our talk show. Come on, hello and welcome. Oh yes, of course. So meanwhile, my name is Margot. This is Talkaoke. We've got Joseph, we've got Christopher, we've got Mikey, we've got
Mads and
Matilda. Matilda and Mads. Nice to meet you. So the way Talkaoke works, it's completely up to the people on the outside of the table to decide on the direction of the conversation. We are here, obviously, on this square. Some of the questions on the table are, what should be happening in this square? Meanwhile, we talked about mental health. We talked about, are there any benefits to being selfish? We talked about education as well. We talked about theatre. And is England just a country of business? Is it all about making money? So we forget our values. So yeah,
Matilda.
Matilda, yes, another beautiful name. Do you have any views on any of these subjects?
What subjects?
So it could be any of these or a brand new subject.
Well, I mean, I think there are, you know, one of the things about being selfish is you've got your own perspective that is an individual perspective that no one else has got. So in that sense, it's quite important because you're just you've got your own unique history, your own unique experiences, which you can tell to other people. But that obviously involves a selfishness because it's come through your eyes and through your body.
I mean, how important is it to share your opinion anyway, or your perspective? Like, from what you were saying, maybe England is a bit of a selfish country. I mean, do you ever share your opinion and go like, maybe I should...
Even if you go to the mosque, which I reckon this lady is a Muslim, if you go to a mosque, they don't want, if you're white, they don't want to let you in, and they say you're drunk. The one I went up in Streatham. So, you know, a lot of people are racist themselves and they want to be with their own people and their own races, and that causes racism in itself.
But I think, Joseph, you're a good example of somebody who breaks through this. You're not like, you're not like that. But I mean, are people kind of?
Well, I don't want to be anybody else. I want to be me. But everybody gets successful, and if they didn't get a degree with their kids, they try and for the prestige, they try and for the prestige, they'd use their kids' qualifications, and they come from working background, but they're very class conscious people.
Okay. So class consciousness, breaking barriers. Hello and welcome. You stay out of the camera. Can you give us your name? It could be a fake name as well. Nigel, welcome. We've got Mikey, we've got Mads, we've got Madeline, we've got Joseph, we've got Christopher. My name is Margaret, and this is the Pop-Up Talk Show. We cover a lot of subjects. We move like quite quickly from one to another. We have been talking about, you know, you brought a subject of prestige and class consciousness. Are people? There is some connection. I'm not sure if I fully understood what the connection is, but before that we were talking about mental health and opinions as well. Is it important to share your opinion and your perspective because it's yours and it's unique? And you know, yeah, that's kind of where we are. 1 second, just
Yeah, I think it's very important to share your opinion because everyone thinks very individually, and sometimes people can mix up what you think based on like what they think you are. So like for example, as he said, like when he went to the mosque and whatever. Me personally, just because I'm like a Muslim doesn't mean I'm gonna like not like white people. Do you get? Like that doesn't make sense to me. I think it's important to express how you feel and your opinions because if not, everyone will have their own opinion on you and what you think, and that could be like a misunderstanding and a barrier to what other people think you are. When in reality, you have to express who you really are and what you think because it's important and it does change the world and relationships. So yeah, it is important.
I think that's a really excellent point. You know, in a way, you have to express your opinion because then people will read you badly or misunderstand you. Nigel, you are nodding. I know you've got your hand up, Mikey, but Nigel, do you have any views just straight in the back of that?
As an individual, what the lady was saying, that you must identify yourself because people will stereotype you. So we shouldn't be stereotyped. Everyone's an individual and we have different thoughts and different feelings. So. I
mean, you know, I'll come to you. One second, Joseph, because we were just passing this microphone around so everybody can have a go. But is this individualism, this expression of opinion, does that lead to a more selfish or less selfish society? Because that was one of the subjects on the table. I'm just going to.
I mean, I think we've all got, you know, in a way, we all make judgments about people based on how they look, and we just can't help doing that. You know, like be it all of us probably, and we've all got a certain look that people are going to think, oh, he thinks that, or she is like that, and it's not true. And the only way to break through that is actually to talk to people. I mean, I also wanted to say, when I went to the mosque, I've only been once, to be honest, when I was invited, and they gave us food and everything, so they were quite kind of welcoming to the mosque. So maybe you just went on the wrong day, I don't know, but
okay. Yeah. Right, so people.
I have a back injury, and I went to the one in the big one in Hyde Park. Is the big one in Hyde Park? I went to that one, and they had no chairs, and I just sit on the floor. And they wanted me to read the Quran. What's the point in reading the Quran if you don't understand the Quran? Do you know what I mean? And, you know, another thing about dressing, people want to be seen in the dress sense to be accepted. Now, the other day I wore a Thailand top, which some of the African people wear, and the African people thinks if you wear it, they call it a dashiki. And if I wear a dashiki, you could see me tomorrow, and I could be a different person completely. And I don't like the way Muslim men keep women down and have them covered, and they can go to the pub, they can go to the gay bars if they're Arab, up the Edgware Road, and they can have sex with men, and yet they keep their wives covered up, and I think that's all wrong. I mean, I'm 72 years of age. I don't love mixed around in life, and I do know what's going on.
Okay, so maybe what I'm picking up from what you said, and also we've got a new face to the table. Just give us your name quickly.
Paul.
Paul, we've got Nigel, we've got Christopher, we've got Joseph, we've got Matilda, we've got Matt, and we've got Mikey, and my name is Margaret. Just one second, just because I want to turn what you said into maybe a couple of points for people to discuss. So firstly, we're talking about, are we just too judgmental about what people are wearing or what their kind of religious persuasions are? Is that a problem? Does it really matter? And also, what is actually going on? I mean, yeah, is it a British thing to kind of like, I don't know, just be judgmental about where people go, what people do? And is it okay to wear clothes that maybe belong to other culture? You were talking about the Thai robe that you wore. I mean, is that a problem? I mean, do you think it's a problem, Nigel?
It shouldn't be a problem because it's a multicultural country.
Yeah.
So everybody are coming from different places, so we do different things, but we're living in the same place. So we should be able to accommodate and live together as one.
But do you think, one second, Joseph, but so why do you think people are so bothered about what other people wear? What is the significance of that? If, as you say, we live in a multicultural country.
So more is television, what they see, and the parents of what they've heard, but they don't know the individual, so they don't know that individual as a person. So everybody should take individuals as individuals rather than what they've been seeing in the media or so forth. Because the media is swaying things a different way for you to think differently.
Okay, so maybe don't believe everything that's presented in the media. I'll come to you, Joseph. I know Christopher.
I think it's always this struggle where, like, we've been talking about what is the collective and what is the individual. Like, we sort of fluctuate between the two because, like, I think how our world as society works is that we need to have individual goals and individual sort of ambition, individual looks and identity and things like that. But at the same time, what works is the collective. What are our collective goals? What are our collective thinking? So I think between that, there's a lot of like struggle as to, like, a lot of people think that the collective is better. But then the world right now works in a way where the individual is more on focus. So.
And what do you think about this involvement of, as you said, media in how our views of the world and the individuals is shaped? Do you think it plays such a big role, as Nigel was saying, or just depends on what you watch? Or you know?
It definitely plays a very big role because I think we can only sort of build our value system by what we see and what we think is the right thing. I think we're all making that judgment, and somehow the media helps us make a certain judgment. Sometimes it's not the right judgment, and a lot of times it's probably not the right judgment, but they are sort of shaping our judgment.
What do you mean the media? I don't watch TV. I don't have it.
Where'd you get your information from?
I was saying earlier to the other two nice-looking black ladies, when I come out of my house, I'm being called a batty man, and these black people don't even know me. And I went into Poundland on the 15th, and the assistant, he said batty man to the other black man, and she said he doesn't know anything like that. He doesn't speak English. But you see, when you go to Brixton, you feel you're intruding because they had taken over Brixton, and I think it's wrong. You see, I don't see you as a black person. I see you as a human being. I see everybody as a human being, and we should respect one another. But I don't see myself as sexual, and I've been mugged by black people, but I don't see all black people as muggers. See what I mean?
Okay, so maybe you were kind of not treated as an individual, just kind of linking back to what you were saying. You've been kind of misjudged by others.
Treated right by anybody. I've never even been treated right by my own Irish people.
Okay.
You know, they're all into capitalism, and academics and all like that. And if you're a failure, when I went to church once, they said to me, what do you do, Joseph? I said, I do a lot of things. It depends what you mean. I mean, everybody's going in feeling happy around the people who've got a degree, you know, or an academic or whatever, you know?
Okay, so Thank you for this, by the way. So we were just one second. I just want to spread it out a little bit. So far, I'm just going to do a quick recap. We've been talking about individualism. We've been talking about being kind of misjudged, as you have, by people out there who maybe don't know you as an individual. But then also it's just seeing people as individuals versus the collective power you were talking about. Because being an individual is great and important, but really we only have power. So I'm kind of picking up from what you said when we're a collective. So how do we actually activate this collective power if we don't even like talk to each other? And then we talk about media as well, and how does it influence how we see the world. You don't watch TV, but what about you girls? I mean, do you want to say something? I was just wondering, to what extent do you think media is involved in how you perceive the world? 1 second, Joseph.
I think media has some bit to do with it, but in like some way, because it mostly just focuses on the bad stuff, and then it makes us have a perspective of like that's how the world is, and it's not always like that. There is some like good stuff, and
Okay, so there's more nuance, there's more kind of grey areas in how stuff is being presented.
I mean, I just want to go on to the racism front, because I think there's two types of racism. There's a kind of active racism where you just go, oh, I hate this group of people, I hate that group of people. Probably wouldn't say it like that. But then there's another type of racism which is just from, I think, ignorance. And there's people that don't want to be racist, but they don't actually talk to people from other races, or they don't actually find out. And sometimes they're scared because they don't know how to ask a question, or to actually... and then it's just from a lack of knowledge. I think it's one thing that the Black Lives Matter thing actually was successful about, is that it told people that the racism is about the society we're in rather than the individual. It's like, that in a way we all need to just understand each other a bit more, rather than go, oh, you're racist, but actually to actually listen a bit more.
So is it about kind of, to define racism, just one sec, Joseph, if I understood you correctly, so is it about finding things, I don't know, common points, or I don't know, curious points about each other, rather than you're clearly racist, well, and just
give you an example, like, going on to the Muslim thing, like from doing Talkaoke, I probably had views about women that kind of, as you were talking about early on, Joseph, that actually kind of cover up their face, until I started talking to them, and I didn't even realise I was thinking these things about them. Oh, they must be so oppressed, or whatever. But actually, the only way you find out that, they're all, as you've said before, they're all different, and they've all got different opinions, and some of them might be oppressed, but some other of them actually very active in a community, or but there's a certain kind of stereotype that has to be broken down, only, I think, from actually talking to those people.
But I mean, okay, so Michael, you do Talkaoke, but like, I want to ask people around the table, like, how do you start a conversation with somebody who isn't like you? Like, is it an easy thing to do? I mean, 1 second.
I think it's about waiting for an invitation. Like, I think to sort of be a part of something, if you think that you want to be a part of it, if you want to go there, you need an invitation. You can't just invite yourself.
But what do you mean by that? Can you give us an example?
I mean, if I were to go to a place of worship and I'm curious about it, I mean, if somebody's not readily inviting me, I will say, am I allowed in? And then I will enter. I wouldn't just walk in. It's not like, I think...
Well, there you're wrong. Now tell me why you're wrong.
Okay, let me finish.
So it's like, and also in terms of conversation, I think it's about asking if I can have, or am I invited by you to have that conversation in any sort of perspective? And like, I feel like we're very free to sort of pass judgment, but we're never invited to pass judgment.
So you need to kind of wait for an invitation to enter into a conversation. I don't know. I'll come to you in 1 second.
I completely disagree because first of all, if you wait for an invitation, you're never going to get invited. I think invite yourself to anywhere you can, and if you can, try to do as many experiences as you can with different people. Me personally, I wouldn't have the friends I have today if I didn't go and invite myself to go and speak to them. You get, because a lot of my friends are not from the same background as me. In fact, I think I have a very good diverse group of friends, and I'd say I even have friends that are not like me more than friends that are like me. Do you get? If I was to not invite myself into conversations and just wait for an invitation, it would have never happened, and I would have never gotten friends. That's the thing, you got to go and explore. You have to find people yourself, and cool, like he said, he went to a mosque and he didn't have the best experience, but cool, it could have been a wrong day. You have to keep trying. If you're interested in a certain group of people or something, you have to keep re-inviting. For example, me, I've been to a church before, I've been to a synagogue, I've been to a temple, I've been everywhere because I like to explore different religions and different people, because again, as what he said, is if you don't go and explore, you'll always just stereotype in the back of your head. So it's very important to go and explore for yourself. One bad incident can't give your opinion on a whole group of people. You can't. And the oppression thing that he was talking about as well, with the women covering up and stuff, I think women all around the world are oppressed in different ways. There are women that are oppressed in a way where they have to dress less just to be accepted into where they are. You get, in a way, obviously there's going to be people that are oppressed in covering up. Me personally, I wear the headscarf. I don't wear it the way that I'm the religion says would be ideal to wear it, but I know that I'm very much respected wherever I go. If I go to a mosque or anything, I'm completely fine because they are very accepting. Second of all, again, with the whole thing of there's certain places in the world where women literally have to be almost bum naked to be accepted. You get it? There's oppression everywhere in different types of ways. Covering up is not one of them. If anything, me personally, I cover up because I respect myself. Doesn't mean that if I was to not cover up, I don't respect myself, but I find it in a way of respecting my body. I don't think everyone in the world should just have access to my body and just see everything, because that's for me, and I don't need, you get it? That's just my opinion. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think it's a very, very strong point. So just to summarize, so there's invite yourself. So maybe slightly in contra to what you said, Christopher. Go and invite yourself, and if you didn't have a best experience, the best conversation first time round, keep trying. It's an active thing. Also, you're talking about oppression of women. Women are being oppressed in different ways, and dressing is, this is a manifestation of how you want to come out to the world. It's not for anyone else to kind of comment on. But yeah, very, very strong point. So thank you very much for this. Joseph,
I was coming here just a minute ago, and there was a lady, and she did this.
Just give us a final thought in a second.
Yeah. This lady was parking her bike, or taking the bike off. I didn't really, but the way she was dressed was immoral. And I think in this country, women want to be protected, but they're not protecting themselves by the way they dress. I mean, you could see everything, the woman. You didn't have to make an imagination. And if a woman gets on a bus, and there was a conductor on the bus, regardless of what colour he was, I said, oh, she looks terrible. I mean, that's terrible. And he said, oh, she's all right, just because he found her attractive. And I think it's all wrong, you know. And I was going to Balham once, to the Irish Centre, and a Muslim man put his hand on my knee and started rubbing it in a sexual way. Now I told a Muslim lady, and she said he told him to get lost. But I think it's wrong. They're going to meet with men, and they're supposed to be, respecting the Quran, and yet they're going there to worship Allah, which is God, and the teachings of Muhammad, and yet they're going there to feel somebody's leg before they go. I mean, you know, in the Bible it says you got to offer.
So were you feeling violated?
What I say in the Bible it says you got to offer your body up as a living sacrifice, and you got to respect yourself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And another thing is I was watching a show once on television there was a woman. There was a program done on the TV once by that Northern Irish British man, long lost live or whatever. There was a lot of Muslims on the TV and religious people, and the women, the transvestites and the transsexuals were saying, well, ye wear the trousers, why can't we wear the dress? Do you know what I mean? I know it's all wrong, but you know, what's right anyway, you know what I mean?
Okay, so what's right, what's wrong? If you don't want somebody to touch you in a sexual way, you know, do you have rights to say no? Do you have a right to judge a woman for what she's wearing? These are all the questions. But Nigel, thank you for waiting so patiently. One second. Nigel is speaking now. So you're gonna give us, you're going?
I am going.
Give us some final thoughts, and also maybe if you have any thoughts about this square, because we are kind of exploring what could the square be for in the future. Is it used in the best possible way? Yeah. But it doesn't have to. Absolutely.
I think we should try and be unbiased and take everybody as an individual and get to know that person. Maybe you'll find out some more and your judgments will change. I think this corner could be a conversation corner for subjects, and I think what you're doing here is perfect, and this is what we need to do, discuss things more. So this is exactly the right thing that's been done. God bless you all.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for getting involved as well. So maybe this will be a speaking corner. Do grab one of our cards. Oh, you've got one, so say no more. You've got something to say? Or, oh, Mike, you've got something to say? Yes, we will be paid for this because people have to live and get paid for their jobs. Thank you so much, Nigel. Take care.
What do we get?
I mean, I think, you know, like, yeah, I mean, if anyone is making improper sexual advances, then that is wrong, whoever they are, and I'm sure every religion would say that's wrong.
Do you need to wait for an invitation for something like
I think you need to wait for an invitation to get before you put your hand on a stranger's knee, for sure, or anything like that. You need to obviously read the signs and ask for consent, and I'm pretty sure every religion in the world would say that, and also a humanitarian code of a non-religious person would say that too.
Can I just ask you, like, and maybe people on the table, because you're talking about the values which are right, which are wrong. Where do we get those values from? If, as you said, I'll come back to you, Joseph, in 1 second. As you said, people do come from different cultural backgrounds. People worship different they worship in different religions. So and people have got different outlooks onto life. So how do we know? How can we tell that something's right, something's wrong? But Mads, you don't have to even answer that question at all.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is what he said earlier about he saw a woman like naked, I guess, yeah. It goes to the same point as what I made earlier, is everyone wears what they want to wear, and everyone has their own personal morals and beliefs. No one has a say on anyone else's personal beliefs, and everyone has like a learning experience. The same way, if you saw a woman dressed like me versus a woman dressed like the woman that he was describing, like, they should get treated the same. I don't think you have any right to say that she was putting her whole body out there, or like you don't have to imagine anything, because first and foremost, in my personal religion, is cool, the women do cover up, the men don't look, and that's literally an obligation to, if a woman does cover up and a Muslim man is looking at her, that's not right. Like, in our religion, you're meant to not look at women. So basically, my closing statement on the topic is, regardless of what a woman is wearing, you don't look at her, you don't have an invitation to do anything to her. She could be covered from head to toe, you should respect her. If she could be butt naked, still respect her, because that's a woman. That's not like an animal, it's not an object. Women are not placed on earth for men. Women are placed on earth for themselves, and you can wear whatever you want based on your personal, religious or moral beliefs. It doesn't really matter, and I feel like what you wear is literally an expression of what you're wearing. He could have literally just misunderstood the whole situation. You never know, that woman could have literally been on the way to the gym. She could have just been wearing something comfortable to go to the shops. You never know. Like, a woman, whatever she wears, it goes the same for the men as well. Whatever anyone wears to describe who they are or what they believe or their morals or anything, you don't have any right to judge them for it, and let alone say that you don't have to imagine anything or that they're naked or anything. I personally disagree with that fully, but yeah, that's just what I think.
No, thank you so much. It's a very excellent point. I mean, Madeline, do you have anything to add? I mean, how important is it for you to everybody be on the same page in terms of like what's right, what's wrong, what's appropriate clothing, you know, to wear, what's not? I mean, do you ever think about it? Do you sometimes look at people and go like, yeah, I'm pretty tolerant, but that's a bit much?
I think everyone has their own personal views and their own personal opinion, but you know, your view shouldn't depend on what a person's wearing. It's what makes them comfortable, confident, and it's what they like. So it doesn't, yeah. Like, yeah. Can we go?
Let people do their own thing. Yeah, go on.
I think there's only freedom. There's only freedom in God, and I feel there's only freedom in Christianity. You know, and another thing, this gentleman said that you have to be invited. All doors are left open in a church because the government is given a percentage. If they close the door when they're having a service, they won't get the money for the church. So that's why a door is always left open in a church.
Okay. Can I ask you a question then? What do you think about this idea that women are not objects for people to judge them? Like maybe in a similar way that you're not an object for somebody to judge you. What do you think about that? Has that changed your mind in any way?
Well, I dyed my hair blonde, and I'm 72, and I wore a big long thing the other night, and people laughing. People.
Hello and welcome, this is Talkaoke, this is what you walked into. We've got Joseph, we've got Madeline, we've got Mads, we've got Mikey, we've got Christopher, my name is Margot. Maybe these people here as well. You can film us, it's not a problem, but you can also join in. What's your name?
Guys, my name is Christian.
Christian, welcome. And who do we have there in the cheap seats with the phones? Come on in, come on in. It's better if you film from this side. What's your name?
Maria.
Maria and?
Adrian.
Adrian, Maria, Christian, and I'm Margie, and this is Talkaoke. So far, we have, what's this conversation here? You know the rules, Joseph, you know the rules. We're passing the microphone around, yeah? All right, coolio. So far, this is a talk show. Everybody's contributing something. We have been talking about women wearing daring clothes.
Oh my days!
But then women covering themselves up. And who is it up to judge? Also, we've been talking about what are the benefits of being selfish. Are there any? The other thing we're talking about is what could happen on the square. Should it be some kind of like, I don't know, a feminist corner? I don't know, yes?
Yes, feminist corner.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that this area has got enough feminist corners?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. I want to do my makeup with the girls and that, but it has no feminine corners, nothing.
Okay, so maybe this could be a makeup tutorial. I mean, like, what is feminism anyway? I just kind of threw it out there, but like, what even is it?
I think it means equality between all genders, doesn't it?
Yeah,
okay. Right. So if he wants to
I like the idea of a feminist corner, but what would it actually mean?
Okay, Matt.
Okay, so feminism, yeah. Back in the day, feminism was very different to feminism now. Feminism was like basically equality between men and women. Now feminism is like, in my opinion, has gone nuts because there are literally men that like act like women and try to speak for women. I don't agree with that personally at all. I'm not a transphobic or anything, but like I don't personally agree with someone who's not a biological woman to speak for a woman, because I'm a woman and I earned that title when I was born. Do you get it? Like if I wasn't born a woman, I wouldn't like talk on like what women should do or anything. The same way I wouldn't talk on a man or what a man should do, how he should dress or anything. Cause that's not my space. I'm not a man. I will never understand the struggles men go through. The same way a man will never understand the struggles that women go through. So yeah, I did kind of bring up the point of like transgender people and stuff, which I'm very open to. However, it shouldn't change like what people's.
Sorry, one second. She's just finishing a point. We're just finishing a point. Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, basically men should not talk on women and women should not talk on men. I think a feminism corner, I don't think it would really benefit us anymore, only because most of the chances women and men have in the country today are very equal, in my opinion. Like women and men can both go out and make money, like we can basically do anything a man can do. But like back in the day it was obviously different, and yeah.
Okay, so thank you.
That's our closing line.
Yeah, that's your final thought. Thank you so much, Mads. You've been absolutely brilliant. Grab one of these cards, and thank you so much for throwing so much into this conversation. Any final thoughts from you, Madeline?
I think women are the best. I think everyone should be equal, and yeah, love life. Life is beautiful.
Okay, mashallah. Okay. All right. So this is where we are at. We just heard some views from Mads about feminism. Is feminism changing? Do we all understand the same thing about feminism? What about speaking for women? Are women doing a good job speaking for themselves? Do women need other kind of, I don't know, backup or something? I don't know. Do you have? Yeah, Mikey.
I mean, I do think women should speak for themselves, but I do think that also includes trans women, although there's not very many trans women, but I do think they have a right to speak for themselves and have their voice heard as well. I think that's that's just as important, because having spoken to trans women, I know they have a very tough life. So it's not hard being a, not that I am a trans woman, but there's none around the table. It's a tough life.
Okay. Yeah, go on,
I remember speaking to a trans woman on the telephone in the Netherlands, and a trans man, I mean, and he had a big deep voice, and he was very, very manly. But he told me he was transsexual, and he was a woman and became a man, and his voice was deep and everything. So I don't, you know, as I said to you, I mix about a lot with a lot of people, you know.
Okay.
But
So,
I think God, if God made you a male, if God made you a male and God made you a female, I think a lot of it is you can't be trans because you're just mixed up sexually. That's what I think.
Okay, so talking about sexuality, it's just, we made quite a leap from talking about feminism to sexuality, but the way Talkaoke works is actually kind of up to you to decide in which direction do we want to take this conversation. I'm going to throw some subjects out there, so you guys tell me what kind of sparks your interest. Do you want to talk about trans women? Do you want to talk about sexuality in general? Do you want to talk about feminism and maybe establishing some kind of feminist corner? Maybe we could investigate different definitions of feminism. We were talking about mental health, that's way back. We talked about educational system, and that's kind of where we are at. I mean, I know you guys, you just kind of arrived very recently, but are there things that you've got on your mind, something kind of piqued your interest, or questions, or something like this?
Not really, I can't think about it.
No? Okay. And we've got Christian over there. Christian is just checking his passport. It's all good. Is passport good? All right, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Where shall we take this conversation? Because we are a little bit stuck. Are we? Yeah, go on. Oh, you go, Christian.
Well, I want to talk about masculinism, because I think that because men, although it's not the same as like patriarchal values, because I think a lot of men are suffering a lot at the moment because basically they're lost a bit of identity, where feminism, I think, rightly asserted equality for women. The men don't necessarily know where to position themselves or how to express themselves emotionally anymore, or maybe they never did. So I think that's left men in a bit of a crisis.
Okay, so you're saying men are a bit lost these days? I mean, do you have any views on this? Do you know any confused men?
I agree with him. I think like feminism and masculinity should be equal. Like we should speak about it the same amount. Yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, but what do you think about this idea of like men being lost? I mean, do you think the women have got their identity worked out much better than men? Are men just a bit complacent?
Depends on the person. I wouldn't say. It depends how you feel. It's about how you feel and what you think about it.
I mean, are you feeling confident as a woman?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
but there might be people that don't, and that's okay. They have to find themselves. Yeah.
So allow people time maybe to find themselves. Yes, Christopher?
Adding to the topic, is that the problem is that a lot of the time men's identity is defined by defining someone else's identity.
Okay.
And what feminism is about defining your own identity. That's my learning of the subject. So that's what people sort of always confuse. That feminism is about defining someone else's identity and defining a collective identity, but it's about how you can improve your self-identity, not like subjugating somebody else to something that your biases are about.
Okay, so you're saying, if I understood correctly, the women's identity is rooted in themselves, whereas male identity is rooted in kind of comparison against something else?
He wants to say something.
No, I just think the problem with the male identity is it's all about being the winner, being on top. So that's great if you're like a CEO or a Sigma. Top... Yeah. Well, the Sigma male, funnily enough, it means like somebody that's not the alpha male, that's outside of that kind of rat race. But I'm talking more about the alpha male. And if you subscribe to that whole alpha male system, but you're not quite an alpha, then it's very depressing. It's hard work for you.
Okay. Are you an alpha male? Just got a question to this person in uniform. No. Are you a Sigma man? Well, at the moment, actually, you don't even have to answer this. But this is Talkaoke. We're talking about different ideas of masculinity.
Okay. Come and join us. I'm Mikey. Come and join us. Come and have a seat. Come and have a seat. Come and have a seat on the table of chat. My name's Mikey. Find out who we've got around on the table of chat. And if you can just hit the button underneath the red thing. Yeah. There we go. Give it a second. Yes. We're on TV.
Just on this one.
Or are we on TV? I don't know. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Yes, we're on TV. That's what we want. Okay, well, that's what I want. Anyway, you may not be as keen. But anyway, my name's Mikey. What's your name?
Odette.
Odette. And what's your name?
I'm Margot. Hi.
Come and join us. Yes. Come and have a sit. This is Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show. We're here in Emicon's Gardens, which is the name of this square of wonderful square of pavement. Join us for a few minutes, exactly. Okay, so we've got Odette. Tell us your name.
Joe.
Joe, and I'm Mikey. What's your name?
I'm Margot.
What's your name?
Christopher.
And the whole way that Talkaoke works, first of all, everyone is invited. Secondly, it's up to you to decide what you want to talk about.
Is there any topic that comes to mind that anyone wants to talk about this week, today?
Have you got anything that we're stuck for a subject? Any subject?
Today kids just came back. I'm a teacher,
Okay.
and schools just
Let me-
reopened.
hang on, Joe. Let me just. I'm just picking you up.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So today kids came
Yeah.
back. So first
Yeah.
thing that came to mind was teaching education
Yeah.
in London, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, funnily enough, we were talking about this earlier on in the day with a bunch of, people of different ages talking about education. What were they saying, Margot?
I mean, they were saying that there's a difference between learning and education, and I guess the implication there was that maybe education is more like a system. And I think somebody went as far as to say education is to get poorer people to learn how to be subjugated by people who are
Yeah,
powerful.
someone said education is
So it was pretty deep. Yeah, subjugation.
Education is subjugation.
And then learning is different.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the industries, because I don't mean to be like the party pooper, but the West has dominated a lot of countries. So even if you have a study of Chinese medicine, the Western world dominates everything. So the models fit the economic agenda of the West.
Right.
When it comes to education, we're not really learning things that are good for humans. It's just things that are good for industry and commerce, and that doesn't make our planet a wealthy or abundant planet, because we are humans. We need to survive. The planet needs us, and we need it. Business doesn't get us to survive.
Okay, that's a very strong point you've come straight in there with. So how do you feel about that, Joe? I mean, are we learning the right things? Is it a Western model, which is...
I mean, even as a teacher, I'm a science teacher, and I often have kids asking me if I learn about science outside of school. And to be honest, outside of school, I'm not very interested in learning much about science, because I already have to learn it to teach it.
Is it because the work has put you off of your initial passion for science?
Yeah, just the curriculum that they have to learn in schools.
Yeah.
Like, kids don't want to learn about the cell and the mitochondria and all of these things that they'll never ever come across. But we often misconceive that and think that they don't want to learn.
Yeah.
But actually, they just don't want to learn these things that the system has made them learn.
What kind of things do you think they would like to learn?
I think life skills, especially working with finances, emotional intelligence, how to deal with people, how to communicate. Really the things that I'm learning now as an adult through my self-help books, I think.
Wow, amazing. Okay, well, that's another strong point. There was a point over here, Christopher.
I mean, I just want to say I wish I was taught more about like taking care of plants in school, you know?
Yeah.
Like as simple as that. Like I want to like actually do it,
Could
but
that
at the
be
same time,
science, do you think? Is it a kind of science question?
I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
That's, I mean, growing your own food, how not to depend on the system, because nobody's really happy dependent on the system,
Yeah.
and how to create a different alternative, like different communities that could be financially independent, because those models could create better opportunities for people just to be innovative like that. I think it's really essential also to understand that these programs of education are given to us by people in the government that play for information analysts. They're not real humans. They're going and meet the people. It's
Yeah.
information analysts that
Yeah.
go through different surveys, and they come up with these things because it's to feed certain funding that the government has available for these things. So it's not really about what people need, you know. It's not like like when you design something, it follows a function. Our economy doesn't follow a function.
Yeah.
It doesn't follow our needs.
Okay.
And, yes.
I mean, could you kind of come and join us if you want to? This is Talkaoke. We don't know what, there's a lot of, where are you going? What, you don't know, you're just following other people? Okay, it's a kind of, it's like when the ants go round in a circle.
I think they're going to the Millennium Wheel. Yeah, but
Okay, they're going to, are you going to, for a spin on the wheel? Is that what's going on? We don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, this guy's so confused.
Anyway, I'm just going to plough my own furrow, so to speak, and we've got our own little small talk show happening here with not huge numbers like that. But it's a very interesting subject. Should we be self-defining our education? Yes.
But I wonder whether this could be some kind of a stage, I don't know, a site for different types of education. Like, just let people know what's out there and how other things connect to education. Like, I don't know, maybe this is too stupid, but I know I would definitely stop by if somebody was doing some kind of science experiment, or they were talking about, have you considered that economy is actually what drives our, I don't know, identity politics or something? And be like, oh, I'm listening, you know, because right now people are just like passing through, but do we always know how things connect to a bigger picture? Because I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, about that. But the thing is, what happens when it comes to research, even in medicine, who has the money is the one who dominates what products go on the market. And often I spoke to scientists. I was really obsessed with this topic because I started talking to scientists about this, and they say that often the results of research is driven by the money, because without the money they don't have a job. So it's like the results are skewed to fit whoever's agendas is investing the most, because that's how business works. So we are in a state that business is dominating. Whoever has the money, the monetary power, dominates what products go on the shelf, even if they're bad for you. And this is just an example. There's been a band of apple cider vinegar has been bought by this Hollywood stars and Bill Gates, and now they're putting all this GMO stuff on organic apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, and you know.
Hang on a sec, because we've got a new face here. This is Talkaoke, welcome. It's a pop-up talk show where we just talk about... Hang on a sec, Joe, hang on a sec. We've got a new face. If I was a teacher at your school, you'd be in detention by now. But anyway, Joe's a teacher. So we've got Joe, we've got Odette, we've got Christopher, we've got Margot and Mikey. Tell us your name.
I'm Hugh from Scotland.
Hugh, welcome. At the moment we're talking about education, and both Joe, who is a teacher, is saying young people don't want to learn about mitochondria and the cell. They want to learn about life skills. They want to learn about emotional intelligence, finances, how to do their taxes. And Odette was saying that basically what gets decided on what's taught is down to business, really, isn't it? And down to the powers that be. But could it be self-defined? Could it be up to the young people to define their own education? So that's what we're talking about at the moment. Is it the same in Scotland, or is it different?
Definitely. Years ago, most of you remember, Scotland had the best education in the world at one point. All the royal family did go to Scotland, St Andrews University, Gordonstoun, various universities all over Scotland. But I think the kids nowadays in Scotland we get a lot of people from different countries come to Scotland for their education. The Scottish kids are now getting deprived of certain bits of education, definitely. And it's like, I'm not saying a two-tier system, but there are a lot of disadvantaged kids in Scotland because they're not getting the correct education that they were getting 20 years ago, for instance. But yeah, I take your point. Yeah, definitely. I think kids make their own decisions in life, and they take their own roads in life. But yeah, definitely.
I mean, what do you think would make education better? What would actually kind of allow people to learn more? I
think the point is, if the children get what they want to be taught, I think that's the first and foremost. If you're a child or a scholar at any age, you want to learn what you want to learn. You don't want to learn stuff you're not interested in, or it's not going to do you any benefit in life. So that's the first point. Get kids educating what they want to be educated in, and you'll get a better end product from that child.
Okay, so follow the interest, follow the desire. Come and join us. This is Talkaoke at the moment. We're talking about education. How's your education? Is it? Yeah. Yeah, go on.
I would definitely like to have learned how to drive at school, but that wasn't available.
Yeah.
I had to learn last year, and it's tough.
Yeah.
But any car, vehicle, but it's not good for the planet. Anyway, we're doomed. But what I want.
Because I was thinking about learning to drive. Was it worth like learning even after all these years?
Okay. Anyone here a driver? You're a driver. You're not. Are you a driver? Okay. Was it worth learning to drive?
I think so, because it's like, I'm turning 40 next week, and I just thought, my brain hasn't been challenged in that way for a long, long time. And so it's something about like, no, I can do this. It's one of it, one side of it. But then I think having a car just gives you that flexibility. I'm not a very confident driver in a sense that I wouldn't just like hire a car and just like drive somewhere. But maybe, definitely, I'm not at that stage yet. But I think that may come. But also, it's good to have that possibility if the moment requires it. So yes, I'd say yes.
I will definitely invest in that. I'm definitely investing in driving because I really want to do that, even though there's this idea of like cars becoming electronic and you don't have to think, but I feel really uncomfortable with that, even AI and ChatGPT, because you gotta learn we have to have critical thinking. It's something really important.
I mean, will there be less cars beeping if the cars are driving themselves, or will they give themselves like a ping rather than a beep? What were you going to say?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of other things. Driving's a great point, but when I was young as well at school, I'm 60 next year, we were always taught how to play an instrument. The kids don't get taught that anymore.
Yeah.
Learn to play the trumpet, piano, guitar lessons. That's not available in a lot of schools, particularly not in Scotland, but that was always an option for kids at school.
Yeah.
Music's a great thing, and you see what's happening down in London with the music industry. Things like that, singing, opera, acting, open it all up to kids. That's what they want to learn. Teach them that.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier on because there were some young people that came and sat around the table from the local college, which is just there, and they were like, we want to actually play our instruments out here on the square. Was there a point over here?
Yeah, can I make my last point and then I'll go? This is amazing, by the way. Thank you. I was just thinking now about, a lot of people speak about changing education and also students learning what they want to learn. But then, of course, the problem with that is if it was up to the kids, some of them wouldn't want to learn anything at all. So there has to be some sort of structure. But I think talking about the point you mentioned about driving and learning to drive, I think, of course, we need the funding for that. But I think if we were to partner with organizations and collaborate with them where they could provide funding, at the same time they're always looking for community work that they can do, these big loaded places, then
So
that's our stepping point.
Uber to sponsor the driving lessons.
I mean, Uber, we could work with the Transport for Public Works, we could work with all sorts of organizations also.
We could have a scheme with the police teaching kids how to keep off crime by giving them training to become a policeman, and instead of like just introducing that much later in life, in primary school they could already start their foundation year to start understanding who are the psychopaths, who are the narcissists. It would be, it would like literally save us so much money and like people getting stabbed in the street. But why don't they do that? There's funding for that. There's funding to invest on models like that.
Yeah, some cycling lessons as well.
Question to this science person. I just got a quick question. When I was a teenager, I had this conspiracy theory book, which I didn't know was a conspiracy theory, and they were saying there that it's possible for human body to combust, like spontaneously combust, because of the mitochondria, the thing they're talking about. They're adding the energy, like in a chain reaction. Is this possible?
Yeah.
Mikey.
I mean, I think that again goes with how dangerous it is for knowledge to get out there and for people, how people use that knowledge, because I think a lot of people, what they end up doing is they overdrive things, and like gossip, how gossip spreads. You share one thing and it becomes another thing to other people.
So how do you
definitely the mitochondria can combust, but as individual cells and not necessarily the whole,
Not the whole body
exploding.
Just the 1 or 2 cells.
No.
Okay, all right. You can.
You're okay.
Yeah, you can. So thank you for that. Thank you for a bit of science. Thank you. Have you got our cards? Are you off as well?
Oh, wait. Everybody's going on.
All right. Okay. I want a final thought from Odette and you, Hugh. Give us a final thought.
About
anything. What are you thinking?
No, it's so funny as we were talking about incorporating in different industries into education. We just saw someone having a bicycle
That's a second
accident.
line bike accident we've witnessed
What?
today. There was one just over there, like about an hour and a half ago.
Oh my gosh!
So
like things like that, and I think like recently there's been all these stabbings in London, and one of the people that was the perpetrator was someone who had schizophrenia, and like that point of bringing mental health awareness, and if there's a fund for the police, why don't they incorporate it into education and psychology and already have people who are specialized in spotting those kind of patterns rather than leaving that too much later in life. I just think it's a weird system that is rigged, and I don't know who makes these rules. Sorry.
Thank you, Odette. Come and join us. This is Talkaoke, but let's get a final thought from Hugh. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. I'm going to finish on that. London's a great city, full of diverse people, different cultures, and it's great that we're all going together. But if we're all taught a certain way, things like that might not happen, and we're getting a lot better. So keep London going, keep it diverse, and let's get education off the ground. Thanks,
Okay. Well, thanks for your positive thoughts. This is Talkaoke.
It's funny, there's a pattern here. Everybody sits down and everybody leaves at the same time. So, so I think we have to work with the.
We just need one person to volunteer, and everybody will come join you.
Yeah. Anyway, we've done well so far. Let's just keep it going. This is Talkaoke. Let's come and join us. Yes. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. Don't just be a spectator, be a participant. Come and join us. We have got Margot and Christopher and Mikey, and maybe we've got this lady here is going to coming straight over to us. Come and join us. Yes. And come and join us. Okay, so Margot, Christopher, tell us your name.
Asher.
Asher, welcome. And I'm Mikey. I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. So you may or may not know by now that Talkaoke is a pop-up talk show. We've popped up here in Emicon's Gardens for just one day only, just once, literally one day this afternoon. Well, we hope to be invited again, but it probably won't be next week. Next week I'm on holiday anyway. But hopefully we'll be back. But for now, it's the one and only time. We've talked about all kinds of different things today, but it's up to you really, Asher and Christopher and Margot, to decide what you want to talk about. Have you got anything, any subjects?
Learning.
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
Lambeth.
Okay, yeah. Funny enough,
and Southwark. And I would like them to create spaces where safe spaces for women to like come talk and learn a craft and share ideas together. In the sense that everywhere now within the London boroughs we're not getting provided space and it's too expensive.
So there's a question about the cost, but also that you mentioned the safe space. What would give us a space, a sense that it's a safe space? What would actually
Community centres are vital in the sense that now they've been locked down and restricted by the boroughs and been taken away from little estates, and the halls now are not available for those spaces now, which it should be because they're community space in estates.
Oh, and what about this space here? This
space,
corner? Does it feel
oh my
safe?
God,
Or does
yes, it's a safe space.
Yeah.
As long as you're visual. You have to be visual within an open space like this.
Yeah.
But this space never gets used.
Yeah.
And I think it's a waste of space.
Okay, is it a waste of space here? So many questions, Margot. No, it's good. That's what we want. That is exactly what we want.
I was just thinking about this safe spaces or spaces for people to gather or for women to gather. I mean, I know this is an outdoor space, but some kind of pop-up construction, could that work in some ways? Is it about being indoors or outdoors? Because also I can't help but notice there's a National Theatre archive, whatever that is. Like I didn't realise they had an archive building. What goes on there? Does anybody know? Like, could they give a space?
You can go in there.
Yeah.
It's a space. Yeah.
What's it like in there?
It's open and you can ask questions and look at things like pictures and things like that.
Okay.
People just got to be visual and things within this area quite hidden. If you don't know, you don't know.
Right,
but there are things in little pockets.
Do you think people are curious enough to actually investigate these things?
No, because this is becoming a tourist attraction.
Right.
In the sense of bed and breakfast, hotels. It's now becoming more a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
And for the locals, we don't get, it's not our space no more.
Right.
Where we used to have a market.
What would make it, so there was a market before. I was about to ask what would make it feel like a more local space, but I suppose a market would be one thing.
Yeah, one thing in the sense that we used to have general market. Now it's become a food market.
Right, okay. What do you mean, like cooked food?
Yeah,
okay.
It's more provide. I think we've got about 4 craft stores or 5 craft stores, but it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
It was a general market.
Okay. All right, was there a question over here? I just want to put the call out. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show, where everyone's welcome. I'm literally everyone. Whoa, it's a lot louder suddenly. I don't know why.
Because the guinea pig is off the mic.
It shouldn't be that make that much of a difference, but I've just taken it because it's got less windy now. We don't need the furry one. We can go pink. Fair enough. Yes.
No, but I was just wondering, because what you're talking about with, the local community being here and then maybe tourists coming in and maybe to some extent taking over or like changing the area or, the provision in the area in a way that suits the tourists. That is just something that I keep hearing in a lot of places. And I just wonder, because I think, like, what is that about and how to deal with this? Because that is just like a spreading trend, it seems. Is it ever good for the local community to have tourists?
That's a good question. Is it good for the local community ever to have tourists, or is it just an annoyance?
We're not against the tourists, but allow us our space. We're here every day, so we should have a space where we can come to. Like a lot of the elders now don't even want to come down to the cut.
Right.
Because it's too expensive.
Right.
Even just to have a cup of tea. Come and have a talk.
Come and join us. Yes.
Ever been to the cut?
This is Talkaoke. Is this area becoming too much of a tourist area?
Stay here for a second and we'll bring you Paul on the plate.
Yes. Yeah. So. Okay. All right, Asha. No, she's just going to round up the troops, aren't you? Okay. So what do we think about this? Not against tourists, but does it put up the prices of everything, change the kind of shops that you get here?
I mean, I think it does that, but I mean, it's just a tricky situation because I think a lot of locals. I mean, I don't know about in this particular area, but a lot of people go for like Airbnb. They Airbnb their flats, and yeah, that's a great kind of extra pocket money for people who are able to do that, who've got their flats, who are able to sublet, or maybe they're not allowed to, but they do it anyway, you know. But then everything just gets a bit
Hang on.
washed out.
We've got some new faces. We've got some new faces at the table. Come and join us if you want to. This is Talkaoke. Have a seat. Have a seat. So we've got Margot, we've got Christopher, we've got Asher. Tell us your name.
It's Penny.
Penny, welcome. I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. And tell us your name.
Thank you. Hello.
What's your name?
Stephen.
Stephen, I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. So we've got Penny, we've got Asher, we've got Stephen, we've got Christopher, we've got Margaret, we've got me, Mikey, and potentially got this man over here. Come and join us. You can watch from the table. Don't worry, we've got in this job I've got a 360 vision to spot people that may be interested all the way around the table. Anyway, we were talking about this area. How do you Asher was saying, how do you preserve something for the local people that it's not just about tourists, that there's actually something where local people can go? Apparently, Asher was saying that a lot of older people don't come here anymore because it's become too expensive, even though it's their local zone.
A lot of things. Well, for one, I don't actually live around here. I come here because the centre is the Waterloo Action Centre.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm so used to calling it the centre.
Yeah.
Waterloo Action Centre is a phenomenal pot of like local people, and even if you miss 1 week, they wonder where you are, how you're doing, if there's anything wrong, or they can help.
And is that nearby to here?
That's the one that's just around the corner past Pret.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just about 30 seconds across the road.
Right.
And they do everything. I go to the crochet group. I've been going for, God, over 8 years, I suppose.
Have you got anything to do with this tree over here?
No, that's nothing to do with us.
Right. Come join us.
But we do crochet group, and we have some knitters and yarn techs like Asher. Asher deals with everything. Yarn.
Yeah, well, this is a bit of a yarn that we're spinning here, I think, as well.
I do crochet. I do crochet. B does crochet. She does a lot of blankets and lovely little baby cardigans.
Yep.
So.
Okay. All right. I want to involve Stephen. Do you also do crochet?
I do a bit of upcycling when I stick my head in to the group. Yeah, I haven't been for a while, but for a few weeks. But I'm going to be coming back. It's great. It's brilliant there.
Hassling you, saying, "Where are you, Stephen?"
But that's the good thing. I don't think anywhere else would. And I got an email saying, "Where are you? Where are you?" And I'm thinking, wow, people actually miss me, and that's really nice in a community centre that your face is like not there when people are calling out, "Where are you?"
Okay.
Your welfare, and they care about your welfare, which is brilliant.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they haven't got it in my area, but I wish they had.
So where are you from?
I'm in between Battersea and Waterloo, but we haven't got this, or we haven't got a community centre like here, and I wish we had one. Really do.
Okay.
So many of them are losing out on funds and have slowly disappeared, because when I was younger there used to be so many youth centres around, or community centres, but there aren't any, and like Asher said earlier, it's only if you know, because it's so hidden, but I tell everybody about it. I love it.
Okay, so you're spreading the word. Margot, you got a question over here?
I mean,
hang on, before I do that, I just want to invite these people. Come and join us. This is Talkaoke, pop-up talk show. We have got Penny, we've got Asher, we have got Stephen, we have got Margot, and tell us your name.
Jeff.
Jeff, and
Hello.
Anna, and I'm Mikey. I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. Yeah, right now we're talking about, is there is there enough stuff happening for local people in this area? Is it becoming a tourist zone? We heard about the Waterloo Action Centre, which is just the other side of Pret there, and the stuff that it's doing. We've got all fans here, but are you local to this area?
Yeah, we live just down that road there, so we're familiar with the Action Centre. We did some dancing there in the past.
Yeah.
Ballet.
Do you think that for local people that things are, you know, I mean, actually you were saying you're not against tourists, but it's just meant like places like the Cut, all the shops are targeted towards them rather than, you know, facilities.
Yeah,
for local
so
people.
what we do feel we miss, because we live just down
Yeah.
the end of that road, is your sort of traditional high street vibe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so when we go to, you know, a little bit further south, you know, you experience that nice high street feeling, you know. And we always say, you know, maybe one day, maybe that would be the reason we'd move, is because we wanted to experience more of a high street vibe.
Yeah.
The butcher,
Yeah.
the baker, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And that sort of local community feel. But of course, you know, these places like this will only need the tourists, right? Because they come and they spend money, but these types of restaurants are not the sort of restaurants you would want to go to that regularly as a local.
Right. Yeah.
In my mind.
Okay, I get you.
Apart from the little Indian restaurant up there, which
Right,
we do like to go to.
Okay, we've got a new face over here. Tell us your name.
Deborah, hello.
Deborah, we got Stephen, we got Asher, we got Penny, we got Anna, Jeff. And we've got Margot and Christopher. And I'm Mikey. At the moment we're talking about local things for local people, but not in that kind of League of Gentlemen sort of way, in a more kind of like, yeah, in a more sort of like, is there enough of a, I think what you're saying, Jeff, is there enough of a kind of hub for local people to actually go, you know, like a high street or something like that, where people can actually get together? Have you got any views on this, Deborah, or are you just going to hang on in there?
I have views, and I'm biased because I'm a trustee of Emicon's Gardens.
Okay. Okay, we're going to give you a... Yeah.
Hey.
And what does that mean, being the trustee of Emicon's Gardens?
So, a group of locals, very engaged locals over many years in some cases, have worked really hard to make this into a space for local people and everyone else.
And you're talking about this corner here?
Now I'm talking about this, this garden to the point where we instigated a design competition for a new design for the space. And we now have a very positive letter that has just come out yesterday to say that we're going to get planning. And there'll be a lot of those.
Yeah.
So now we need to raise money and, more importantly, raise awareness to start to get this looking like a really superb public space that we can be proud of and that we will all look after.
Right, okay. So this is going to become more of a space for local people, is that what
This
you're
is
saying?
definitely going to become an amazing space for local people. It's going to be what it's always been, which is a meeting place, somewhere to say, see you there.
Right.
Which is not under the clock in Waterloo Station, but is a public space. It is going to be a town square for Waterloo.
Right, okay.
But we're really aware that Waterloo is international, given the number of people who are not from London and are from all over the world who pass through here. They need to know they're in Waterloo.
Okay, so but you're not going to, then it's not going to be like a tourist ban or anything like that?
Can't ban tourists.
Okay, we shouldn't ban tourists. Got a new face over here. Are you a tourist? Tell us your name.
Jason. No. Born and bred Londoner.
Okay.
Not tourist. First time seeing this here. It's is this the first day of this interesting thing that you're in?
Yeah.
Being here.
Okay, yes, this is the first and only time we've been here in Emicon's Gardens. We're here for one day only for now, but we don't know where it's going to go. I mean, a lot of people, by the way, Deborah, have said, we should have this here all the time so people can talk and just chat to each other. But, I mean, Jeff was saying just a minute ago that, yeah, it lacks a bit of a hub, a bit of a place for... Do you think this could be the answer?
It could be. No, my sort of feeling was, I realised after living here a number of years that I didn't feel we had a high street type feeling, vibe. Right? When I sometimes go to these suburbs, obviously you've got a butcher, you've got a baker, and all these sort of things. Yeah. And Lower Marsh is great, you know, that's a nice vibe down there, but it's probably more restaurant bar driven than anything else. You've got the hardware store, I guess. But and then of course down the cut now is more restaurant bar focus, I guess, than anything else. So
that's the third. That's the third accident that we've seen. Well,
a first aid centre here, you know.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we've been here like about 4 hours. We've seen 3 bicycle accidents so far. But anyway,
so that was my comment.
Yeah,
anyway,
okay.
This would be great as a hub. Yeah, amazing.
Okay, I mean.
Really right about the lack of high street vibe, and it's not helped by the fact we've now got Starbucks. And the reason we've got a Starbucks is because the rents are too high to have the butchers and the other more local and personal shops that we really want.
Right. Yeah. Hang on. Penny, I'm going to come to you in a second, but I just want to bring in Jason because you've not said anything really yet. Have you got a view on any of this?
God,
I mean, what do you feel this area needs?
Has that just come in, a brand new Starbucks? That's probably the last thing it does need.
Yeah.
Is that down there? What would I?
Is it a Starbucks or is it something else?
What did it used to be? I mean, thank God for the Playbook shop down there, which is really one of the only reasons I go down that street. And
what is it? A bookshop?
The Calder Playbook shop.
Right.
And I do hope that doesn't become something like a chain coffee place.
Yeah.
The hardware store is a good shout. It does. I mean, the odd person lives around here, but it's not like it is. It's very Zone 1 still, as it would be. And
is it odd people that live around here? You say the odd person, but are they odd, the people that live around here?
I meant occasional odd rather than weird odd.
I know.
Right, sorry.
Okay, but let me go to Penny.
Ella, what do you think?
I don't really know.
Ella comes to the station every morning, see, so we use the station a lot.
What would you like to see here? And just use your imagination because we've got Christopher that could visualise anything, so give him a challenge.
Maybe like.
A few more places to hang out?
Yeah, maybe more like maybe like a mall or something.
A mall?
A bit of shopping.
What kind of mall?
I don't know, like a shopping place.
What shop would you love to see here?
Yeah.
A bit like a high street.
What shop would you love to see here?
Maybe like
somewhere to chill.
Yeah.
McDonald's?
Maybe.
Okay, McDonald's. Okay, there is a McDonald's already. Okay, Penny, what were you going to say?
I was just saying, generally everywhere, a lot of local places are being pushed out by high rents, and you're losing the high street, and then it doesn't help with the fact that we had the COVID.
Yeah.
And then everybody buys online, and it's the age-old adage that my nan used to say was use it or lose it.
Yeah.
And you don't use your local shop, and then one day you go there and it's not there anymore. And I've seen it over the last 3 decades locally to me, where so many of the local places have gone, like little cake shops, little bakeries, like butchers, greengrocers, haberdasheries is even worse. There was one in Lewisham, it had been there for like 40-50 years, and it just had to close down because of the rents.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. Let's get this man here with the red jacket on. Oh no, too late. But come and join us. Yes, come on. We're talking about losing our little cake shops on the corner.
We have a cake shop on that corner.
Are you worried about it going?
No, it does better than ever.
Okay, so how come your shop's doing better than ever, your cake shop? Have you killed all the competition? I mean, what about, because we're talking about losing the high street, losing that sense of all the little...
You have to have a niche.
Right.
You have to have a really good niche, and you have to offer something different, and then it's fine. But if you're just bland, or you're something that people can buy online, then forget it.
Yeah.
But mind you, we do sell online as well. So.
Penny, I want a final thought from you before you go. Give us a final thought. What does it need to be? Shops that give that local vibe, but could it be other things as well?
It's just
grab the mic.
It's just local places where people can chill and be safe.
Yeah.
For whether that be young children or adults.
Okay.
Go on then.
Give us a final thought. Now hold the mic if you're going to stand up.
If you call yourself a local and you haven't heard of Conditor and Cook.
Well, I'm Southwest.
Okay, so Conster & Cook is a really famous cake shop in London. It's just down there on Cornwall Road. But more importantly, Paul, who you've just seen, is also a trustee and running the organisation for the square. He's a relation of Emma Cons. He's Paul Cons. So that's local for you.
Okay, we'll keep it local. Yep.
What are the benefits of being related to someone famous?
Okay, you're related to any famous people?
I'm not, no,
Anyone
definitely
around
not.
the table related to famous people?
Mikey?
Okay, any famous... Are you not related to any famous people? No? Okay.
But I would like to do the genetic test. Just yeah, you know which one? Has anybody
Probably
done
are
it?
related to some famous people in the past.
I mean, I don't know if that's going to be like a good thing for me or bad thing. Because maybe if I realise them like related to someone famous, I'll just go crazy, high on fame. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it out to this question of what is local, because Deborah was saying, well, Paul's related to the person who this garden is named after, Emma Cons. But what does it mean to be local? Jeff, give us a final thought. Ella, give us a final thought. Yeah, what does it really mean, and what do you want from being local as well?
Well, you know, it would be nice to have that sort of local feel. Do you know, I know we have a bit of a tough challenge around in this area with homelessness. Yeah. And I don't know, you know, I know obviously we've got Weber Street, but I suppose coming into the station every day, I'm probably seeing a real uptick in the volume of homeless, and I'd like to think that we are, as a local community, looking to see how we're going to address that.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think the answer is? Because this has been mentioned a few times today on Talkaoke, but I don't think anyone's really come up with like a definitive answer. I mean, obviously it's a huge issue.
But it should be also a local issue, right?
Yeah.
There is a shelter. Is there around here?
Right. But I'm just thinking, you know, as difficult as it is, the volume of homelessness is increasing on a weekly basis, and we need to be doing more to address that. So as a community, I think we need to bang our heads together to see what can be done, and you know, what the local council is doing about it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's obviously an urgent issue. Maybe
it is an urgent issue.
The first step is maybe to ask questions and find out, you know, what. I think just to get the ideas out there. Can you remember what people have said before that?
I mean, somebody was saying, she was actually a bus driver. She said that there's a lot of homeless people hanging around here, and she said, well, maybe there could be some kind of volunteering for people to get involved in and teach them skills. But I've got a feeling that people who are homeless, there's obviously not a defining characteristic of theirs, and I'd imagine they'd have some skills themselves that they could share and spread. So that's one of the things. But we had a guy
kind of skills exchange. Or
yeah, exactly. Just like give people purpose. But I say that as someone who's not homeless, and I'd be just curious to find out what gets people into homelessness. Is it about helping people who are already in that crisis, or is it doing more to address it earlier on, or is it both, or you know? Because where do we start in a way?
Yeah. I've only just noticed that since among us, since this topic came up.
Ella, have you got a final thought before we shoot off? I mean, do you enjoy living in this area? Is it a fun place to live?
I do, because there's loads to do, but
and it's convenient, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get to places.
What are some of the fun things that you can do?
Well.
South Bank.
Yeah.
Walking along South Bank, along the river.
And then it's like helpful to have Waterloo just there, because then you can go anywhere like in a quick time.
So you can get to lots of places quickly.
Yeah.
And you're kind of at the centre of London. Come and join us. This is Talkaoke. But thank you. I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. Yeah.
I want to find out if they still shout at people who put their bare feet on the seats in South Bank Centre. Because I got shouted out by security.
Okay, well, that's joining up a lot of subjects we've been talking about earlier on about
we started by feet fetish of all subjects.
Paul never ate his vegan Kit
I think it's fair game.
He swallowed the non-vegan one. I
don't think he's really vegan.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean,
vegan, yeah.
so about this this square, should it be like for leisure, or is it for spreading the word about good things that are happening in the area? Because these guys are talking about the community centre, and so people don't know about it. So should this be some kind of like a pop-up for local initiatives? Should it be catering? Should we be catering to tourists? Like, or should we be turning into something to help out our homeless people?
Well, I mean,
or a stage, or all of the above. I don't know.
Bring in what Deborah said, that it's, it's a bit of both. Meets both people meeting each other. Come and join us. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. We're here in Emmacon's Gardens. That's where you are right now. For just this one day.
No, but it's going to go on YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to put this. If you want, if you regret what you say, we'll just rub it out. Anyway. But anyway, where do we want to go with this conversation? It's kind of up to you. I'm still gonna not give up bringing this man here into the conversation. Come and join us. Yeah.
It's your first day on the job. How is it? How is it going?
It's going well.
Thumbs up. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. That's all I needed to know.
A man and his dog.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, where are we going to go with this conversation? Come and join us. Yes. Yes. Come and join us. You can do it. Yeah. We're going to hit you with a round of applause. Yes. So we've got Jason, we've got Margot, we've got Christopher. Tell us your name.
Elaine.
Elaine, and I'm Mikey. Are you local to here? Or are you just passing through?
I work at Morley College.
Okay.
So local worker.
Local worker. One of the things we're talking about is there enough of a local buzz in this area? What would provide that buzz?
I think probably not. I think it's a bit transitory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
standing here, everyone's just going through. They're not actually stopping.
And what would make people stop and just consider the space for a while?
I don't know, perhaps the Old Vic could do a bit more. Spread itself out a bit more.
Yeah. Do you ever go to the Old Vic?
Not often enough, I must say. Although this has got a good write-up.
Okay, this play.
4 stars in the Evening Standard.
Okay, 4 stars. That's yeah. No. Oh, did you see it?
I did.
Okay, was it? Can you give us a quick, without any spoilers, give us a quick summary? Should we go and see it?
Yeah, if you love Tom Stoppard and relationship dramedies, and it's more comedic really than drama.
Yeah. It's a dramedy.
I'd say 2 thumbs up. Yeah, I like those actors, and it turns out two other actors got won the Tony Awards for the same part, Jeremy Irons and Stephen Delane, so that got me interested. And this guy, James McArdle, am I pronouncing it right? Plays the same part, Henry. Where did that Kit Kat come from?
I think you can have it.
No!
It belongs to the man that's got his own cake shop, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is a vegan one. What was I going to say? So, what do you think, to Elaine's point about, could the Old Vic do more to kind of extend out to this square, to extend in to its kind of...
Theatre related.
Well, I mean, does it have to be theatre related? Were you thinking theatre related?
No, they could do some little performances out here. I don't know, get some impro going on.
Okay, so maybe some performance related at any rate.
A mini Covent Garden, if you will.
Yeah, like a little kind of, yeah. Do you think that would work? Do you think they could be doing that?
I'm intrigued. A fountain might be far more expensive than just having somebody juggle or something cool out here.
How many jugglers can you get for the price of a fountain? Is Jason's question. If anyone knows, we'd like to know. And we're talking about juggler hours as well. How many jugglers could you get? And what would you rather see, a juggler or a fountain, Elaine?
Oh, I'd like to see a juggler.
Yeah, okay.
But I think if you put a juggler, like, I don't ever see Old Vic promoting or getting involved in something that kind of suggests that theatre or performance could be like a whimsical thing, because I think they take themselves a bit seriously. This is my impression from coming into this theatre. You go in, it's like professional, you've got the front of house, they've got the earpieces, it's like stepping into the White House, I would imagine, It's like mad.
It wasn't like that a couple of 100 years ago. It was rough, full of drunks, orange peel. They used to throw orange peel from the gallery.
Okay.
It was very, very ropey.
Could we have more? Do you think we need more drunks back in the Old Vic?
No, enough. Plenty of drunks.
Okay, so that's definitely a good thing. No more drunks, but could they be a little bit more informal? Could they reach out to this space? And what kind of performance would kind of fit with the vibe of the Old Vic? And it's 4 stars in the Observer.
Could they do a show about bicycle safety? Because now I just see. I mean, I don't know. Just
Wheels by themselves, it is depressing.
Honestly, I mean, we once had to stop at Talkaoke because there was a car accident outside. But we've seen at least 3, if not, and some near misses. We've been sitting here for 4 hours. It's actually a bit of a.
It's like a bike accident.
Yeah, come and join us. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. Well, nice to see you anyway. Where are we going to go with this? Yep.
No, I mean, I'm just interested in this. Hey. No, but I just want to go cycle back to what you were saying before, guys. No, this is being a transient space, I think you said. I think it was the best we could do in this moment. But I wonder, could there be something, because it is true, there's a lot of people walking through it. Could there be, not exactly a step counter, but could there be some kind of energy accumulated from all these people walking through? I know it's like, maybe it's a stupid idea, but could that power something? I mean, because it literally is like, it's a non-stop traffic of people. Could that energy, come and join us, because you're not walking at the moment, which is very good. Makes a difference.
Hello, this is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. We're here in Emicon's Gardens for one day only, and that's today. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for thanking us. We've got Elaine, we've got Christopher, we've got Margot, we've got Jason and Mikey. Tell us your name.
Hi, I'm Eva, and I'm on way to my choir. That's where I'm going.
Where's the choir?
The choir's in Brixton. It's Brixton Can Sing. Brixton Choir.
Okay. Can you give us a couple of minutes to find out a little bit about your choir? Is it an acquired taste, or can anyone join?
Well, it's gospel choir. It's a gospel choir, so we do sing gospel.
Yeah.
And we just recently was with the Brixton Country Show, which they did in July down at Brockle Park. So yeah, there's quite a lot of choirs that joined. So it's really good. It's quite therapeutic. Yeah. I'm an oldie, and I like music as a therapeutic part of my life. So yeah.
Could you imagine doing the choir here in this space?
Well, I think that you'd have to reach out to our choir master on that. I'm not sure, but yeah, we're always open for anything that's going to help the community. Yeah, sure.
Because what we're talking about right now is this, we had a lot of locals around the table saying there's no real hub for local people in this area, and maybe this could be it. But how do you just get people to slow down and stop and actually interact with each other a bit more? And then people have come up with a few different ideas. Could it be a bit more theatre, performance here? Could it be a choir?
I mean, I don't know the Brixton Choir, but I once went to a gig which was kind of like a rap gig or something like this, but they were accompanied by a Brixton orchestra, and I'm like, and they were so ace. There's like hundreds of them on stage. They had all the conceivable instruments on stage, and they were accompanying these like freestyle rappers and stuff, and it was incredible. So I think definitely some music, choir, some good beats. That's what I'd like to see here.
Mix.
Yeah, genre mix, exactly.
Mix of genres. We've got Asher's rejoined us. What's your name again? Eva.
Oh my God.
You know each other? Yeah. Okay, and we've got Elaine, we've got Christopher, we've got Margot, we've got Jason, and potentially this person here. Yes, maybe not. Yes, everyone's welcome here. This is Talkaoke. We're only here for one day. What are we going to talk about? It's up to you. Asher, have you got any thoughts on this? Well, we're talking about what would give this area more of a buzz. Would it be Eva? I don't know if you know this, but Eva's in the Brixton Gospel Choir.
Oh, nice.
Should we be bussing them up here and getting them to actually...
Music is good. Yeah. Music's good for the soul.
Yes.
Makes people smile.
Okay. So that's what we're talking about here. You're in favour of the idea. Come and join us. Yes. Yes. We've got Jason, we've got Margot, we've got Christopher. Elaine, you're off. Give us a final thought.
I think you do something with this space so it's divided up a bit, so you don't just walk through it, but you have something to make you stop.
Okay, so like a fender.
Like a maze. A maze. Amazing.
Yes. Okay, should there be a bit of a labyrinth here? Welcome to Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show. We've got Asher, we've got Eva, we've got Christopher, we've got Margot, we've got Jason, and this person potentially as well. Don't take it too seriously, it's just a pop-up talk show. Tell us your name.
Laura.
Nora, welcome. At the moment, are you a local or are you just passing through?
I used to be a local. I don't live here anymore, sadly. I'm just...
Yeah. I mean, did you, when you were a local, did you feel that it had a local buzz here, or do you think it missed is it too much of a transient zone, Waterloo?
Do you mean here, this zone specifically?
I mean right here on this corner, but...
On this corner. I feel like it kept its local, it's still a bit local, but yeah, you have a lot of, it got fancier and fancier. Changed a lot in the last years.
Okay, so
Lots of restaurants, fancy restaurants and stuff coming up, yeah.
Okay.
So I do think it changed.
I mean, what do you think? We've been generating some ideas here, and just tell me what you think of them. For example, what's that?
Yeah.
Is that? Well, that could be. It could be a smoking centre here. But
have chess. A chess area.
Yeah.
Where people can learn chess.
Yes.
Yes,
And
like the way they play outside that church over there on the benches.
Anyone here a chess player?
No, but
No.
I'd like to learn.
Okay, let me hit Nora with some of the other ideas. Like, for example, Eva is part of Brixton Gospel Choir, and how would you feel if you encountered a choir here in this square? Would that work? Jason was just come from Old Vic. Should we be extending the performance vibe out into this square? So these are some of the ideas that people are talking about. And we talked chess and choir, or it could be a choir of chess choir. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's a bit too pornographic. Pawns and chess. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Pawn with a W. Anyway, were you going to say something? Was there a question over here?
The space should be just a mixture of everything, I think.
Yeah.
Everything.
You feel like it could be something different every day?
Every day. Because that's life. Things are different every day.
So it's more about activating the space and just trying different stuff and just continually trying new things.
Let people never know what you're coming to see. Just it's a surprise.
Okay, so you just don't know what you're going to see. Keep it different every day.
Yeah, we've got St John's Church, which is just up at the top, just before you go over Blackfriars Bridge, and they do lots of like activities, and they have like jazz, nights where we could bring that out into the square. Because like my lovely friend over here says, music's quite good to the soul, and it really draws people. So they could be different eclectic parts of music genres that can come out here and do their thing.
Okay, so. Yeah.
But I agree with this, but I would really like to hear music that isn't like mainstream, because when I hear mainstream music, like I don't know, Michael Jackson, I respect his music, but like there's so many great artists who are making work as we speak, and I just want to hear them. I just want to learn something new, and I was like, Sweet Caroline. I just like no.
Keep it different.
Musicians. There's a lot of musicians and buskers around here.
Yeah.
There's
Hang on,
hold on 1 minute.
Let me just get a final thought from you, Nora, before you go, and then we've got a new face as well, which I'm very excited about. But just give us a final thought.
I think these are all amazing ideas, especially the having something different every day, trying out new things, having different music, be a place where new musicians can show their work. It's very good.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And actually, earlier on today, we had the people from Waterloo College, which is just there, and there were musicians saying, we want to play here.
Oh, see?
So there you go. Okay, I'm going to come to you in a second, but we've got Eva's leaving now. Give us a final thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything that everybody said could be definitely incorporated into this space, and I'm a local, so I'd love to see it, and I'd definitely support it. But thank you.
All right. We've got that on record now, so we'll be sending an email to Brixton Community Choir. I say we, not me.
The choir master, she's Ruby Rose, and you can find her on Let's Sing UK, and we have got a website. So Ruby Rose, yeah.
Ruby. Okay, we've got a new face over here. Tell us your name.
Michael.
Michael, I'm Mikey. We've got Asha. We've got Christopher. We've got Margot. We've got Jason. And this is a pop-up talk show. It's Talkaoke. At the moment, we're talking about what would give this area more of a buzz. Is it music? Is it a bit more performance from the old Vic spilling out onto the streets? Poetry? In fact, someone else said this should be a learning station earlier on. We forgot to mention that. A learning station. And I should say as well that Christopher is visualising some of these ideas as we speak. So have a look at that. Come and join us. Yes, thank you, Eva. We have got Michael, we've got Asher, we've got Christopher, we have got Margot, we've got Jason. I'm Mikey. What's your name?
John.
John. So yeah, this is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. I've just been through it with, hopefully you heard what I just said to Michael. No, okay, well basically, it's a free-form talk show. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, but right now we were talking about what would give this area a buzz. What would give this little corner a little bit of a buzz. Have you got an idea straight off?
I haven't, no.
Well, I can tell you what people have said so far. They've said, earlier on people were talking about making this a learning space. People were talking about it as a conversation station, as a music spot where the locals could just try out different types of music. We heard about, could it be performance, you know, sponsored by the old Vic, just spilling out across the street over here. So these are some of the ideas. And people were saying also, talking about local shops, and could it be a bit more local here? Marco.
You know, there was this lady here who was saying like, oh yeah, Old Vic 200 years ago, it never used to be this posh, it used to be like full of drunks and yada yada yada, and also people who lived here and then they moved out. But I'm not from around here, so I would like to find out a little bit more about the history. But what I really like about the kind of local history stuff is when it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like related to other places in the world. Like, I'm from Poland, so if I'm reading something that kind of mentions Poland or similar, I don't know, aspect that I can relate to, then I'm more kind of engaged. We had people from Newcastle, as far as Newcastle, from France, from Belgium, and people come from all sorts of different places. So I wonder if there could be some kind of like a local history, but in a kind of global...
Yeah, local global history.
Something about local history.
More in up by Brixton side, with the Jews. Yeah.
I mean, does anyone know any local history?
I don't know. I work locally, and I pass through this place most lunchtimes. I do a big loop round the Thames and back round down to my office just to get a bit of exercise. So it's great. I've never really it's never really appealed, sort of struck me as a space that was crying out for something. But yeah, now you're talking about it.
What kind of things would attract you to this space, or make
something buzzy? Something music, or I like the idea of a bit of local history, where you can maybe stop by and learn something is a great idea.
Okay, but Michael, do you know any local history?
No, but I think you're doing a grand job, because unless you're interacting with people, you won't find out what is really needed.
Yeah.
So interact, have your shop regularly. I think this lady mentioned poetry. I mean, anything that's going to bring people together is going to attract interest.
I just want to put a call out. This is Talkaoke. Yes, you're welcome. Yes, come along. Do you like a poem? That's what we're talking about at the moment. Oh, no, they don't like a poem.
A new speaker's corner right here.
Yeah, a sort of speaker's corner. South.
Feedback there.
No, all feedback is good. How would you
You know what they all are. These
Yeah, hang on. What's been going on with this one? This one's gone a bit haywire. Okay, right. So we're talking. Yes. Oh, you're wanted there. Actually, give us a final thought before you go.
I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, and if you know anyone over there that knows about local history, bring them over, because we need to know, I suppose. I mean, do you know anything about the local history here? No, we don't either. So in a way we're lost. But the speaker's corner idea you're talking about, how would that work, Jason? Would it be just like the Hyde Park one, or would it be a bit different?
Introduce a plinth and go from there.
Okay.
I don't know how that one started, actually.
Okay, I don't know anyway. I think we're just lacking in local. Come and join us. Do you know anything about the local history?
Only barely.
Okay, well then, yes, better than anyone else.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not from States here.
Okay, well that's fine. We have got Michael. We have got John. We have got Jason. We've got Christopher over there. What's your name?
Lauren.
Lauren, and I'm Mikey, and at the moment we're talking about what could this space, what would activate this space. A lot of people have been intrigued by local history, but don't actually know any of the history here.
Well, you know, I think, I mean, with there being quite a lot of change on this specific street during World War II, maybe if there was, pull on the heartstrings a little bit with people who might remember or have family or anything, when there was all the bombing that was here.
Right.
And why is it called the cut? Because the thing got cut in two during the bombing effort.
Really?
That's correct.
Wow. Okay,
So,
okay, I'm going to hit you with a round of applause for that.
all right.
Come and join us.
So let's learn about the history of this place. It's a beautiful place, really.
So how did you find that out?
From somebody who's been here, well, golly, I was just hanging out on a random Sunday.
Yeah.
And then some wonderful person who has been in the neighborhood for like generations or what have you had said, hey, let's hang out. And so I kind of carry a beer around sometimes and talk with people randomly, including those who do or don't have homes or what have you. And so this gentleman had like a lot of understanding of the history of this place, and I was thankful.
Wow. Okay. And does the beer help?
Well, ask an English person rather than an American. I think that there's a lot of good consumption, and it does help, I guess, in some social settings, to be able to have that to prime it along.
It might be in English. Come and join us. You don't need a beer to join us, but this is Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show where we just talk about anything. Right now, we're talking about local history. Do you know why this road's called the Cuts? Go and explain. Lauren,
So during World War II, there was quite a lot of, in this area, this was one of the places that was most affected, and a lot of historic buildings gone, and so it got cut into two parts, this street, and so it's called the Cut based on all that bombing that had existed. So we made it through, thank goodness,
Yeah.
and lived to see another day.
Okay, well, we've got some new faces. Thank you for stopping for a second. We've got some new faces over here. So we've got Michael, we've got Jason, we've got Christopher, we've got Lauren, we've got John. Tell us your name.
Reed.
Reed.
I'm Jackson.
Jackson.
Annette.
Annette, come a bit closer, Annette. You're a bit far away. I can barely reach you with the mic. But yeah, we're just talking about what would give this place a buzz. And we're talking about local history. I think you said it, didn't you, Jason? Was it you, Mike? Or was it you, John? I can't remember. Somebody said it'd be good to know a bit more about local history, but nobody knew. And it took the man. I guess you're from America.
I mean, this is like the one thing I know around.
Yeah, but it's better than anything else. So we just found out a little bit about local history. But I mean, that's what we're talking about here. What would give this place a buzz? What would actually activate this space and get people, Michael, you were saying about how people need to interact a bit more. How do we get that to happen, apart from by bringing a pop-up talk show here?
Americans, that'll do it.
Americans, yes. Yeah. I mean, you seem to be a little bit more why are you a bit more chatty? Why do you not need beer in order to talk to other people?
Well, the interesting thing about difference, I think, between the United States, they're rebels. I'm a rebel, part of that group or whatever. 250 years, it's an experiment almost.
Yeah.
And then this place is one I respect a lot in England, that things do not generally change that much. Like it's the same sort of thing that we do. There's a lot of honor in being able to maintain that. In fact, I think that the question in 2016 that was posed, the big thing that has changed now our relationship with the EU, that is one thing, that choice I think was based on let's keep it the same.
Right.
Let's have, that English heritage in that place. So I understand a lot of that, like wanting it to be the same as it was. And then Americans are like, golly, we're building new stuff all the time. 1 year goes by and the strip mall down the street looks radically different. So in that regard, I think that...
So in a way, you've got change kind of built in.
Yeah, it's like from birth, Americans are like used to change. There's this like history of, the Industrial Revolution and things kind of taught us, for our grandparents, like, all right, let's change this, change that. Radical change that exists, and that's like fed down through the generations, I think. And over here, there's a hope to be able to keep things the same, which is really great for a financial economy. If you want to have stability and stuff, like the finance, New York has it, I guess, but like over here, finance is strong in London.
It's kind of a bit more old school. Come and join us. This is Talkaoke. At the moment, we're talking about, I guess, the different cultural differences. Do we need a bit of both? I'm picking up a bit of an accent on this side. Where are you guys from?
We're all from Virginia, so the U.S. We just got in today, but we're backpacking Europe for 40 days. We're students now, so.
I mean, what's the vibe that have you just literally arrived in the UK? What's your first impression?
We got here about 11 o'clock today. So far, so good. This is our first time walking out, so we haven't seen anything like this. We just came from Paris, so this is really cool. We wanted to sit and join. Cool to see an American talking. Nice to meet all you guys.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay. Okay. Maybe we should go over to there. It seems like people. But I will say this is a pop-up talk show. It's not like the normal customary British thing. This is quite a rare thing. Even I've been doing it a long time, but I believe not many other people have been doing this. So it's not like a typical piece of English culture that you will find every day here in Waterloo Station. It's just here once, the first time ever. Come and join us. Yes. Michael, give us a final thought.
I think you're doing a grand job, so just carry on.
Anything else? What should we be talking about?
Time, Mike. It's 20 to 6.
Yeah.
Just interacting, getting people involved, working together, and changing the world.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, but luckily we've got a new face. So we, okay, we've got Jason, we've got Margot, we've got Christopher, we've got Lauren, we've got John, we've got...
Reed,
that's right, and...
Jackson.
And Annette. And what's your name?
Alice.
Alice, I'm Mikey. At the moment, we're talking about, in a way, there's a few different subjects on the table. We've got this visualization by Christopher that's visualizing the conversation. What would happen if there was a big chess tournament here in this space?
Is this a lot of chess, like chess tournament? This is where it happens?
It's never happened here, I don't think. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to almost reimagine this space and what actually would give this space a buzz, because I don't know if you've noticed people just walking through. What's going to get them to stop and actually talk to people or actually interact and go, whoa, this is a cool place? Lauren?
This is going to be real nuts, but provide an open air speed dating sort of a service where it's got you got these tables or whatever, either play chess or also the secondary thing that does
dating.
So on the one side is the males and the other side is the females for those who want to do a heterosexual style of dating. And then you just do a speed dating thing out here in the open, and have everybody it's a free thing. Come show up and meet people that you might actually go out with later. Platonically or romantically, right?
Okay, Margot, you like that idea?
This reminds me of an idea in Spain. I don't know if people heard about this, but apparently there's this trend on TikTok, and apparently people do it in real life, where you go to a specific supermarket, and in there you go at a certain time and you put pineapple in your basket, in your trolley, and then you go and that's a signal that you are out dating. No, it's not swingers. I mean, maybe swingers go there too. I don't know. But for instance, if you're older, you can go to the wine section. If you want to meet someone older, if you want to, I don't know, whatever. There's some rules. I don't quite know what the rules are, but I really love the idea of going to a supermarket and facing the stranger who's also up for dating and just so I like this idea.
Okay, could that pineapple thing extend to this area? Maybe that's a visualization for you, Christopher. Get some pineapple. So if you go to Spain and you're buying a pineapple, be aware it might be signaling something. Especially if all three of you are driving the trolley.
You go to the family planning section of the store.
Exactly.
You get the pineapple and then you go over to the family planning section of the store. That'd be interesting. You know what they sell over there anyway.
Yes, we get the point. I'm going to give you a... okay, so where are we going to go with this conversation? Do we want to talk about this speed dating idea? Do we want to talk about... Maybe we should get the view from Virginia. What gives, are there spots in Virginia where people come together, and what kind of things gives that buzz of things happening, things going on? What's the view? Reed?
A lot of karaoke.
Really?
Yeah.
They love really?
Love karaoke.
Okay, have you got a signature song that you do?
American Pie.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to point out this is Talkaoke, not karaoke, and there's only 2 rules. What?
Drove the Chevy to the levee. What is that again?
What is the levee?
Left. So it's just I'm driving to the levee.
Yeah. What is the levee?
Left. It's just we call Louis.
Oh, it's just me to turn left.
We call like when we're driving, we pull a Richard, going to the right, pulling
Right.
a Leonard, going to the left, a
Okay.
levy, turning left, pulling to the
Okay.
levy, going in a bend, doing like a roundabout.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. We
Okay.
like the karaoke, but we're a really small town, like 4,000 people, so
Yeah.
this is our first time experiencing
This is
such
a big
stuff like
city.
this. Yeah, big city.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any tips for these guys coming to the big city? Yeah.
Is there any Waterloo slang? Because like Levy, I didn't know this. Thanks for asking though. I had no idea. Richard, go to Richard, did you say?
I don't know. Are you local here, Alice?
Richmond.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing here in Waterloo?
I've just started some work in Old Street, so
Okay,
I'm meeting a friend
so
for
you-
dinner in a minute.
Okay, so you're just here for dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a place that you would come to?
Right here?
Just to hang out?
South Bank, yeah. Have you been to South Bank? It's really nice. It's like really close. Just look it up. It's on the river, and there's like loads of cute like eating spots and the big wheel and yeah.
What should we avoid here? Like areas, sketchy spots, stuff that not to go to, be warned of.
What language? Brixton?
Okay.
I lived in Brixton and I loved it, but yeah, it's. I mean, go, but it's very different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anywhere to avoid in London? I mean, Lauren, you've been here a long time. Come and join us. Come on, yes. Yeah.
So maybe, so I'll add Croydon. I mean, Croydon's awesome, right? But like
Yeah.
Croydon has some color. It's a little bit awesome. It's a little bit different. So Brixton also has some of that. There's that electric place, a venue over in Brixton that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But wow, and there's the O2 that's kind of reopening after, like now.
Yeah.
I think that there's Manu Chao, which is like this cool, like Spanish dude, does all of this rapping stuff and whatever else. Like that show comes on in a couple of weeks here over in Brixton. They're going to open that up in the O2. So that's cool. Like Brixton has a lot of culture and a lot of coolness. But yeah, it's a good place to just like observe and be like, all right.
Yeah. So you definitely recommend Brixton. Okay, John, have you got any tips for our visitors?
No, I mean, just go around all over really. There's lots of nice places in London. Greenwich, North Greenwich is nice now, where the O2 is. It's quite done that quite well. If you want something more
That's a
modern.
different O2 to the O2 in Brixton.
Yeah.
But,
So there's a cable car that you can get across the Thames there, which is quite nice. So that might be an experience to do.
That's a definite. Oh, sorry, I meant that. But where do you like to hang out, John?
I don't know. I just work here, so I live out in Essex, so I don't go out much in London in the evenings. I just kind of walk around it during the day when I'm at work or on my lunch break or whatever. So, yeah, and South Bank is good. So yeah, I often walk along the South Bank and back round here.
Okay, so
yeah,
that's two recommendations for the South Bank. We've got a new face over here. Another recommendation. Yeah.
So an opposite recommendation. So I mean, there's a lot of places to be able to really see action and what have you. I mean, you go out to DC sometimes, it's going to be similar maybe. However, like there's some top-notch stuff like for our Virginia folks. If you want to go out and catch like a membership club. So I happen to work at one, and so they let me in, and it's a pretty cool game. Like over here, I think that in UK it's different, where like a lot of people like to aspire or be able to gravitate towards or experience or whatever. Like this thing, Annabelle's, and there's other Soho House, and there's a lot of different Ivy and whatever these like different membership clubs, and so it's something to see as well. And so you guys are invited, all three, if you want to come over and hang out at one of these social clubs at some point. It's pretty dope. I mean, they put down some fly tracks and stuff, and like on a night like tonight, like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever, there's like dancing until 2 and stuff, and it's just pretty great, really. So if you're invited, if you want to go, we can go. It's like really quick up the road, 25-minute walk or something.
You're talking about Soho.
Over to Soho, yeah, that's right. And some proper, like, interesting, kind of vibey sort of clubs and stuff. So there's that.
So you're saying yes as well, Alice?
Walk through the streets, like it's super cool.
Okay. Yep, Margot?
Sorry, start that again. There's a tunnel just there with a lot of street art, and I don't know if people.
There,
yeah, exactly,
Have
and
you
that's
seen it
really
already?
cool.
Yeah.
When the vaults are on.
The festival.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, hang on a sec, because we've got a new face. Tell us your name.
Harry.
Harry, we have got Alice, we've got Jason, we have got Margot, we have got Christopher, we have got Lauren, we've got this man here who's going to join us, yes.
Just supposed to introduce someone. What's the plan?
Come and join us. This is, introduce yourself. We have got, tell us your name.
Issa.
Issa. Jean, okay, well, in a bit. And we've got John, we have got Reed, we have got Jackson, yes, and we've got Annette, and you're Harry, you know that. And we've got this man here, potentially come and join us. Yes, and we're talking about what is given the buzz here in London. What kind of things would you recommend? There's some spare seats over there that we've got just in case. The cards come later. Right now it's the chat. There's a couple of spare seats there. Come and join us. Just grab a seat there. So we're just having a chat basically. Issa, while you're here, Issa, you look like somebody that's going to have some opinions. What would be a good place to go and see for these Americans that come from Virginia to London to visit?
I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
Who's from Virginia?
We've got Reed, Jackson, and Annette, and actually Lauren has spent some time in Virginia.
All right. So have you guys been to South Bank, the Riverwalk?
Yeah, we've had that.
Yeah, you said that. That's an amazing. Lower Marsh Market between 11 and 3. Amazing food.
Yeah.
So it's just round the corner.
Yeah.
And there's so many places depending on what your type of, what kind of, are you food? What is it? Nature?
Trying to figure it all out.
Yeah. You're on
Not at all. Yeah.
You're on a journey of discovery, aren't
Exactly. Yeah. We're gonna learn all kinds of new stuff while we're here. So.
National
Theatre. You got the just round the corner. A few minutes. You got the Old Vic just on your right.
Yeah.
So films.
Yeah.
So many places.
Okay. There's a lot going on here. So John, you want to make a point? We've got a final thought from Jason. We've got some new faces. Go on.
I have nothing fantastic to say. Yes, I was thinking. Well, somebody said amaze and then amazing. That was a good pun. Some kind of lovely landscaping stuff would be something amongst the chess and the choir. And also, I learned today that Americans know more about London than I do.
Okay. All right. That's Thank you for joining us. We've got some new faces, so let's get some names. We have got Harry, we have got Annette, we have got Jackson, we have got Reed, we have got John, we've got...
Tell them no cameras for, no cameras.
No, okay. Do you want to sit over there so you're behind the camera?
No cameras for a reason,
Okay, yeah. Then sit over there, but what's your name?
Not Jessup.
What's it?
Well, that's backwards.
Okay, John Jessam. All right, anyway, we've got Issa, tell us your name.
Toby, nice to meet you.
Yeah. And...
Omar
and Mikey, come and join us, yes. So where are we going to take this conversation? We've got some people sitting around the table. We're talking about good things to do in London. Come and join us. But where do we want to take this conversation?
Lambeth, how great this borough is. Obviously, this location is Lambeth.
Okay, why are you saying that? What's great about Lambeth?
It's the best. I mean, in terms of culture, in terms of... Well, you got Waterloo, you got Vauxhall, not far from here.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing things to do.
Okay, so we're actually in a kind of cultural nexus here. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like it's a cultural nexus? Yes, Omar?
I'd say so, because there's one thing in particular. The area, of course, you see what you get, but there's also a lot of hidden things.
Yeah.
When I was younger...
Yeah. I'm going to say, I want to get a final thought from you, but let's just get Omar to finish his point.
Just saying, when I was younger, there was like a Saturday music school that's in the area, in like schools that you see in the area that you can rent out. So a lot of hidden things. That's pretty cool about the area.
Okay, so a lot of hidden stuff. Let's just get a final thought from you, and thanks for coming to join us. I hope you've got something out of it. Give us a final thought.
I think this is really cool. We don't have anything like this in the States, so it's awesome to be able to talk to people. I think we were all a little timid to approach people and say hi and stuff like that, so this was a cool icebreaker for us.
Well,
I think we'll walk away now and be a little more comfortable in the area.
Well, I hope you enjoy your time in the UK.
It's got the most amazing collection. That's the guy.
Okay, final thought, Reed?
I just got this.
Yeah? Any final thoughts?
Thank you so much. We love this. It's awesome.
Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your time here. Harry, I feel like I've ignored this side a little bit. Come and join us. Come and sit down. Have you got any thoughts about this area? Is it true that it's full of hidden wonders? Is that how you feel?
Yeah, it's a wicked area. It's got loads of good food, good people. Yeah, a lot of good shops. It's still, just about independent, but
Yeah.
that's hanging on for dear life, innit? So
Yeah. So you're worried about the status of all the independent.
yeah. Did you do this years ago at Elephant?
Yes,
Was that
I
you?
did.
Yeah. I remember doing that in the shopping centre, and look, that got bulldozed. So it's like it's
Yeah.
just a ticking time bomb of this becoming another.
Yeah.
What is it? The Piccadilly Circus of South London. It's like Southwark
Okay.
Council. Thank you very much for the backhand.
Issa, before you go, what's going to stop this becoming the Piccadilly Circus of South London?
I mean, to be honest, there's so much potential in this area, especially where we're sitting down, the history it has. So there's nothing. All we need is people to come and visit and obviously to get as much investment. So
Yeah.
so it's amazing. This
Okay.
place, it's already, I mean, if you look at the data, we're talking about millions and millions a year visit just walking past here.
Yeah.
This is one of the most, I mean, so much, it's offering so much. Let's
So
just
it's
say.
a vibrant space, really. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for that, Issa. Give us a final thought before you, or an initial thought, or both. What brings you here to this space? And
I work nearby.
yeah.
Yeah, I work nearby, so.
Grab the mic, because you're a bit. Come on, yes. Give this man a round of applause. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I work nearby, so I was walking past. I thought I'd have a look. So.
Yeah. I mean, you work here. Do you think it could have more of a connection with the people here? And what would give that connection?
I mean, I'm not sure. I feel like people here already have a connection with this location. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's already there.
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to define that, isn't it? It's hard to
Yeah.
define
But
what
for
you
you,
mean by that.
what would make it more of a kind of place? I work here, but I'm going to stay here after work and just chill.
I mean, I do. That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. So it's happened already.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks. So, did we get your name? I can't remember.
It's Joseph.
Joseph. Okay. Thank you, Joseph. And thanks for coming to join us. Everyone's contribution. What's that? Okay. Have you got any views on what do you think of this area? Grab the mic.
Well, I lived on the South Bank for the last 37 years.
Yeah.
And I only come back because I heard there's a Chinese restaurant. All you can eat.
Yeah.
All you can eat for 12 quid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've done? They give me one chopstick.
Yeah.
Did you go? Yeah.
Yeah. But only got one chopstick.
One chopstick.
Yeah.
All you can eat for 12 quid.
Yeah. Yeah. If you get 2 meals, can you get 2 chopsticks? If you get.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
sorry. My name's John. I'm a shoplifter. But yeah, I've got the guy in there. The guy in there. He's just caught me with a leg of lamb here.
A leg of lamb?
The security. He said, "What are you doing with that?" I said, "Boiled potatoes, peas, and carrots."
Anyway, so there we go. There's some local flavour. We've got to be careful though because we've got some law enforcement around here. So just be careful what you say. Yeah.
When last time Her Majesty gave me a little holiday,
Yeah.
they put someone in this room with me.
Yeah.
I said, "What are you in here for?" He said, "I'm a serial killer. I've killed 5 people." I said, "How much time you got?" He said, 3 days. I said, 3 days? You killed 5 people? How come? He said, "They're going to hang me on Monday."
Okay, so come and join us. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. I'm done as well. Yeah.
I mean, is comedy a thing that happens here? I've not. This is first stand-up.
Shall we have a comedy? I mean, people have talked about singing. They've talked about. Okay, yeah.
We were just talking about a local star. We just have local star at the table, aren't we?
Yeah, a local star. Absolutely, absolutely. Whoops. Okay, what's up?
Oh, well, we were just chatting.
Okay, right.
Can we share it?
Yeah.
Can we do what I do?
What do you? Well, what do you do?
What do I do? I work in events, and
Yeah.
I've just started a new job at Shoreditch Electric, which is
Yeah.
like the National Arts of Circus School,
Oh wow.
which is pretty cool.
I mean, well, earlier on we were talking, maybe Christopher, you could go back to because we were saying, could you activate this space with circus?
Yeah, like performance, entertainment.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Talent,
We're
like.
actually talking about jugglers.
I think that would be great. You need something for people to be able to
Something
watch
like
and
that.
get involved in, and
Are you married?
no.
What's your phone number?
Oh! Sorry. Oh, jeez. Huh?
We're talking about this, the improper advances earlier on as well, weren't we? But anyway, yes. Anyway, so back to the circus performers. Would that work? Yeah.
I would like to see some clowning here because clowns are really confusing because they look fun, but they can kind of make you feel existential.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Okay,
what's
so
the
they've
point
got
of
like
it?
a fun, superficial side,
and they've got the
but a deep side as well. The clowns. Any thoughts? So you've not said that much yet, so.
I'm certainly not sure about clowns.
Yeah, you wouldn't want clowns in this area? Yeah.
But yeah, I was just wondering what exactly is this show? Because I was just walking from Waterloo and I stumbled across it, and I'm sort of confused.
Yeah, no, that's fine, because normally I do explain it every so often, but it's just because we got into a frenetic period of conversation, I didn't get a chance. But this is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show, which we are available for all events, but it's just a pop-up talk show where people talk into this microphone. And the great thing about Talkaoke is it's up to you to decide, and I will say this, John, Alice, Harry, Asher, John, what's it again?
Toby,
yes, and Omar and Christopher, that it's up to you to decide what you want to talk about. It could be anything. We just happen to be talking about, I don't even know what we're talking about now, to be honest, but something about clowning and theatre and what would make this space a lively space. Would it be comedy? Yeah, go on, Omar.
I think there's not much of a music scene anymore like there was back in the day. So I think that's what's missing a little bit. Also, just in general entertainment, you have things that are more high up, more expensive. There's not things that are more accessible, especially for the youth as well.
Okay, so, I mean, we were talking about this really earlier on, actually. Could this be a space for youth events or for young people to try their talent? What's that, Asha?
Everybody,
okay.
It shouldn't be just the age thing.
Yeah.
It's for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait.
Hang on, Harry. Give us a final thought before you go, and talk about your area. Exactly. Thank you, Ashley. I mean, what do you want to say about your area?
Well, I run a shop here. Yeah, I don't. Sorry, I'm a bit low power mode today. I've been cycling about. Vintage clothes. Yeah, not legs of lamb. Sometimes stolen goods, but not food. Yeah, like a sort of like designer, curated vintage T-shirts, football shirts, some of our own stuff. Kind of like alternative London souvenirs, trying to, put a bit of a spotlight on some cool things. We just did a T-shirt with Marie's Cafe, actually, that I've been meaning to put in there, but, ADHD, just haven't sorted it. But, we'll get there. Yeah, just like trying to create a little bit of something that's not already been done, rather than just like, I don't know, there's all the tourist shops up there that are just like, here's a University of Cambridge hoodie and shit like that. So, we got T-shirts with pie and mash and liquor on, trying to do something that reps the area in a proper way, rather than just like, I don't know, London's becoming a big fucking, do you know what I mean, brewdog, fantastic. So,
it's become a bit corporate, is that
look, it's fucking, there's just a coffee shop on every fucking corner, pardon my fucking language, but yeah, sorry. But yeah, it's losing its soul very quickly, and I think as much as things like this are good, you got to be very careful that it's not just like token stuff. It's like brilliant, you're doing this, but in reality, Lambeth Council aren't really,
and
keeping people.
Out, we did a Talkaoke in Elephant and Castle.
Yeah, exactly. And what was the difference? Do you know what I mean? So that's the hard thing is we can keep doing this, like, and keep saying the same thing, but. Lambeth, Southwark, all these councils, Issa, I love you, bro, but like, what's happening? Something needs to change because it's, No, it is the best borough.
Okay, but that's a good question from Harry. What's going to allow this area to keep its soul? We've lost Elephant and Castle Shopping Centre. We've lost Brixton. What's going to allow this area to keep its soul? That's a big question coming from Harry on the table. And sir, have you got any thoughts on that? Omar, you got a thought?
I had an idea a while ago, which is in Elephant Castle. I've lived there for like 13 years now.
Yeah.
There's this little corner shop that would make a really cool jazz bar. I'd love to make that into a jazz bar.
Yeah.
And of course the area is very, very gentrified now.
Yeah.
And it used to have so much culture. So I don't know, I think a few spots here and there would be cool to liven it up a bit. So making a jazz club there would be pretty cool.
Okay, jazz club, we've got a button for that. Where is it? Issa, come and join us for a second because Harry's put. Yeah, but just give us a. Because it was kind of directed at you. Come and sit down for a second. It was kind of directed towards you because Harry is concerned about this area losing its soul, as he puts it, and becoming too corporate, I think is what you're saying, isn't it? So have you got any thoughts about how to stop that from happening?
I mean, the thing is,
Grab the mic.
Yeah, I'm a person that promotes community, and obviously, if we all come together, local residents, local communities, in terms of making sure that we have a youth provision, we have art, and small businesses come in and presenting, their businesses such as Lower Marsh, and this is the kind of thing. And an event like this today, look how amazing it is. It's all run by our local community in partnership with the local authority, and the council has funded this kind of program. So this is the kind of thing we need it to happen as much more. And obviously, Lambeth being one of the borough in terms of culture, climate, environment, this is the kind of environment where Harry will flourish and bring his own small businesses.
Well, it looks like he is
and
flourishing.
This is the kind of thing.
I think,
But Harry, am I right?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Are you flourishing, Harry?
Yeah, I'm alive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's enough. I'm happy enough. It's like I like coming out of my door and seeing this area, seeing the people. Like people like Asher. I think Asher should speak actually. Yeah. Have you spoken? Oh, okay. You should speak again.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because Asher does a lot of amazing things for this area, and No, you're a G.
Yeah. Okay. People are asking you to just rewind and hear it all over again. Oops, we lost the sound effects. We've got some new faces. So we've got Alice, we've got Asher, we've got John. I want a final thought from you before you go. We've got Toby, we've got Omar, we've got Christopher, we've got other John, we've got Margot. Let's get a final thought from John.
I think the ideas for this area here, I think a permanent Talkaoke bar would be good.
Okay, we got that on camera? I hope, okay, good.
The prices round are extortionate.
Yeah.
I went in that pub and I said, I want a pint of water with a dash of lime.
Yeah.
She said, what are you drinking that for? I said, you drink that if you had got what I got. She said, what you got? I said, fucking 40 pence. She said, you can have the water, but the lime 50p.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're talking about around here. Let's get some new faces. Tell us your name.
Lily.
Lily and
Kathy.
So we've been talking about a lot of stuff. Come and join us. Yes. Yeah, come and listen on the table. There's lots of things. Oh, John, you off. Give us a final thought before you go.
All right. Okay. I've lived here 37 years and no one's told me where the old Vic is. I'm still looking for it. They said I'm close.
I would go to the new Vic and ask them where it is.
Hang on.
Young Vic. Sorry, yeah.
Think of a card. Think of a card. Name the card.
Me?
Any card.
Peugeot.
No, not a car. A card.
Oh, a card. All right, yeah. Ace of spades.
Correct.
I thought you was a mind reader. Anyway, yeah. But it still would have worked with. It would have worked with the car as well, I think. Anyway, where are we going to go with this conversation? Yes. Have you got anything to say? But it's a bit hard just to put someone on the spot without a question. I can rewind and talk about some of the things we've been talking about. We're talking about what would give this area a buzz, how to have that interface between the local and the visitors, what would stop people, get people interacting. We talked about performance here, chess, circus, clowning, comedy, poetry. Yep.
So I'd like to say, I'm up at Manchester, and I don't live in London, but I live nearby. And actually, one of the things that does keep drawing me back to London is little stuff like this. Just sort of, I hate to say, but like random sort of pop-up shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see something like this that you just wouldn't see anywhere else,
Okay. Earlier on, someone else was saying keep it random, and maybe that's the thing. Are you from this area, Lily?
Yeah, I live right there.
Yeah, you live there?
Lily's born and bred.
Okay. Do you feel like this, Harry was saying, this area is in danger of losing its soul? Do you feel that?
I don't know, I think it's got a really good community here. There's lots of nice people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it has got a good community.
Yeah.
What's going to preserve that community?
I don't know.
Okay. It's a tough question. Any thoughts, Kathy?
So I've lived here for over 20 years, 21 years now. So it changed quite a lot there. Do you want to have a last comment?
Okay, I'll come back to you because I feel like it's going to be a long story. So let's just get a final thought from these guys. Toby, final thought?
Yeah, I'd just like to say I think what you do is amazing. And yeah, if I ever see it again, I'll come back.
Okay, well, we're in the Science Museum, 11th of September, free gig. What's that? Okay, I will turn it down a little bit. Give us a final thought.
You keep asking what can we do to improve the area. Well, things like this improves the area. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Kathy, you've lived here for 21 years. Tell us the story.
Oh, well, I've just lived here and I've loved living here. And I still love living here. I feel really lucky to live here. It's changed quite a lot. I live on the Cut. The Cut is vastly improved since, for me, I know not everyone agrees, but since they've done the traffic calming measures, I think it's really lovely. Lower Marsh has had a lot of changes in that time. The food market is great. What I worry about it losing is its independent shops. I've seen a lot of those going. That's changed quite a lot, and that's part of the nature of that. And the redevelopment. This building's going to be redeveloped. There is a slightly haphazard nature to Waterloo, an organic nature to Waterloo that's really nice.
I feel like people like that, that randomness. A lot of people today have said random is quite good.
Yeah. And my daughter's, she's born at St Thomas's. We live here. She's gone to nursery down that street, primary school down there, and then secondary school a few hundred metres away. We're so lucky. Everything's right here on our doorstep.
Okay, so it's a good... This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. Welcome. You don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to. It's an entirely voluntary... oh, okay. Maybe we're on the same... I'm on the same frequency. Okay. Entirely voluntary. Maybe should we have a little break then? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. They're doing some. Okay. Well, give us a final thought before you go.
Yeah.
Give us a final thought.
I love this. I just had 20 minutes to kill before I met my sister, and it was a pleasure to sit down with a bunch of strangers and talk about some random stuff and how we can improve this area. And I feel like we really should, because it's minging. And it needs entertainment, it needs circus, it needs games, it needs fun, it needs life, it needs a lick of paint and some plants and some flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, final thought?
I'm grateful for bringing back the word minging, because I haven't heard it in a long time. It was one of the first words that I've heard, learned about as a slang in the UK. Minging. And learned that in the Midlands. Bring it back.
Okay, well, bring back minging is another thing that we've... Any final thoughts, Lily?
I really like what you're doing here. It's really good.
Thank you. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for being part of it. Final thought, Kathy?
It's going to be really exciting to see what's going to happen on Emmacons. I think it's great. It's a space with a lot of potential. So,
as we said, watch this space. Give us a final thought.
We've spoken a lot about activation. What about relaxation? I think it's time for that.
Time to focus on the relaxation. Maybe we do some relaxation for a minute. We're going to have a little break. This has been Talkaoke.